877-658-8989.
Megapros.com.
1 mega call does it all.
Here's your suitcase, Grandma.
Oh, thanks, you, Junior.
Where are you going?
Grandma going to International Fashion Show.
Wow.
Grandma become big shot famous designer with face masks Grandma invent.
Wow.
Potato sack mask for working in garden. Matching babushka mask for grocery store.
I like that.
Only problem, Junior?
What's that?
Grandma need money for a new mask business.
Well, First American Bank can help you with a business loan. They have the best loan deals in town.
Oh, tells Grandma more.
Well, First American rates haven't been this low in years.
Oh, so First American help Grandma with fancy schmancy detour masks.
I think you mean couture.
Okay.
Where's this international fashion show?
Oh, exciting fashion city, Paducah.
I see.
Soon Grandma be magazine cover, Fashion Mongrels of Baltics.
I think you mean moguls.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
First American Bank, the bank that does more for your money. Call us at 847-952-3700. Visit us online at firstambank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This episode of Home Sweet Home Chicago is sponsored by David Hochberg and MegaPros Home Improvement and Restoration, Jim Work from Silverthorne Homes, Permaseal, attorney Stephen A. Leahy, and Lindholm Roofing. For additional sponsors of the Home Sweet Home program, please visit WGNradio.com/Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Good morning, Chicago. This is David Hochberg, host of Home Sweet Home Chicago. We got a packed show, packed show. So fasten your seatbelts. We're going to entertain you. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to inform you. We're going to bring it. So we start every show with this. Elwood, buddy, how many miles to Chicago?
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Hello, Chicago.
My name is David Hochberg, host of Home Sweet Home Chicago.
That's the best in the city of Chicago.
Where you from?
Chicago. We're on a mission from God.
It's time for Home Sweet Home Chicago. Here's David Hochberg.
312-981-7200 is the MegaPros call, text, and photo line. Joe, we got a lot of photos last week, and I have no idea why I'm saying photos.
I have no idea, but let's get some more
It's the organization.
It's the organization. We're all from Canada.
But we want photos.
The photos, I don't know where I'm starting off. Photos.
We want photos.
We want photos. But it really helped you dive down to the lady with the deck and identify her challenge. And you and Jeremy went out, and we'll talk about that when we go around the horn. So please send photos. Now I got this thing in my head. Photos. And it's spelled that way. Photos. 312 Realtor. Oh, please. I'm into it. I got a guy. This guy. Here we go with the text. It's not the way you spell it. It's not the way you say it. 312-981-7200. Jake, you ready with the song? 312-981-7200. This is the greatest radio show at this time of the day on WGN, Home Sweet Home Chicago. In studio, we've got a unbelievable panel of experts, starting off with Stephen A. Leahy. And Steve, we have a walk-up song. Whenever I pick Steve up, I always tell the producer this is the song that's playing on my radio as Steve approaches the car. Jake, hit it.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
I don't know why. This is what. This is what was playing.
So as Steve's walking towards
as I'm pulling in until he gets into my car, that's the official song.
With his tie on and his fedora.
And his fedora and his little bag for groceries.
I don't pick the song. I just live it.
It's just life, right? It goes through your veins. What are you going to be? You're Stephen A. Leahy, IRS radio answer man. You're going to be talking about cryptocurrency and also the
talk about foreclosures.
Upcoming foreclosure challenge that I think we're going to be facing. Roy and I were talking about during the last time he was on, and one of the panel members disagreed. It's coming, folks. And like we talked about the forbearance, it was a good thing a year ago. We like to forecast things, and we like to get our listeners in front of what's going to happen because we're in this every single day. It's coming, and you better know your options. Stephen, if our listeners want to reach you, how do they reach you?
You can call me at 312-664-6649 or go to chicagotaxteam.com.
All right, next to you, we have Jim Work.
Makes more sense, right?
Yes.
Use your website. Don't use your phone number.
Well, I leave them both.
Don't.
People call me.
All right, can we move on with the
That's
show?
why we sound like an infomercial. You give him phone numbers.
Okay, can I introduce Jim Work?
Does he have a phone number?
Yes.
No.
Noted. No phone number.
Silverthorne Home Builders. Okay.
Only use our website.
Jimmy's going to be talking about the increased pricing of raw materials and how that's impacting your clients, and not only your clients, just everybody out there. Copper's going up, plywood's going up, wood's going up. I guess plywood's wood, so that would make sense why it would be going up. Joe's looking at me. Stay in your lane, Hochberg.
Yeah. Talk to Jim.
But the price of homes are going up.
Yeah, roofing, wire, plywood, lumber, everything. I mean, it's we've got a lot of people moving, a lot of people building, but it's hard.
But Jim, you're seeing double cost.
Yeah, 22,000 to 44,000, and I mean, we hate to pass that on, but it's just gotten so bad we can't eat it anymore. So it's a great time to buy if you get in early. I mean, there's people that are 6 months old that have instant equity.
Well, here's a challenge: either you pay the additional cost that it's costing you. It's not like you're inflating this. Okay, no. It's like again, I use the gas station analogy. It's like getting upset at the person with the 70-foot pole with the suction cup at the end of it, changing the $1 number into $3 because that's the price of gas.
Yeah.
Right? What are you going to take out the guy with the suction cup putting up a number?
Lumber's a commodity. It's traded down here. You know, it's traded. It's going up and down. It's just like gas. You know, and people don't understand that. So it's unfortunate, but we're dealing with it. So
it's like attorney's fees, right? It's like a commodity. It just up, but never comes down. It just continues to go up, right, Stephen A. Lee?
It's not high enough.
Okay, 312-9171. 312-9171. If our listeners want to reach you, how do they reach you, Jimmy?
SilverthorneHomebuilders.com.
All right, Mike Houston from Lindholm Roofing has been unbelievably busy with these ice damming problems, and you're going to be talking about that and other topics as well. But coming in, I overheard you and Roy and Joe talking about how a roof could be perfectly structured and perfectly installed and with great materials, you could still get ice damming. My brother got hit. I got an email, a text from him yesterday. Hey, I got hit with ice damming, cost him $10,000. So it's pretty common.
It is. The ice just trapped the water up on the roof. The water had nowhere to go. It couldn't get into the gutter or down the downspouts, and it just got in many cases.
You're going to be talking about that and this new Hunter Green Landmark Pro shingles that you want to talk about. Is that a special type of shingle that's now been released to the marketplace?
No, not so much that as much the same as Jim here. Supply and demand. It's hard to get. People want a certain color, and it's just not out there.
Well, it's out there. You're just going to have to wait 8 months to get it.
The manufacturers are cutting down and going with the most common colors out there because of COVID.
Yeah, it's just not available. The couch that my wife ordered for our house on Black Friday in November, okay, when it was on sale back after Thanksgiving, just arrived this Thursday. Okay, so do the math on that. 312-981-7200 is a Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. We've already got a photo, Joe, a picture.
Where?
On the photo line, on the Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. If our listeners want to reach out to you, Mike, how do they reach out to you guys?
1-888-4-ROOFER or 1-888-476-6337 or LindholmRoofing.com.
Mr. Roy Spencer, Permaseal, more than 40 years in the business. It's springtime now. We made it. Congratulations. A lot of things happen to a home. A home is a living organism, basically. It expands, it contrasts, it breathes, doesn't breathe, it has mold, it doesn't have mold, it has water, it doesn't have water. All of these things impact the structural integrity of a home, and you're going to be talking more about that after the break. You're first up about symptoms of a home that need your help.
Yeah, well,
hold on. You got to get a little closer to that mic, Roy.
This is the time of year.
There you go.
When we have our first walk around the yard, right, and see what havoc winter wrecked on our home. So I want to point out some things I'd like people to look for. We're big in preventive maintenance at Permaseal and trying to avoid problems before it become big problems. So I think I have some good tips for our homeowners.
If our listeners want to reach out to you and your tribe, because that's what you call them, your tribal members, what's the best contact information for them to contact you?
Well, they could call us right now at 800-421-SEAL or go to permaseal.net.
All right, we got Mega Pros, Joe, Mega Pros Home Improvement.
Megapros.com.
That's
Isn't
so
that
awesome.
better?
That's so awesome.
Come on.
I just want to like kick back and watch a Hawks game.
It is. It's relaxing, almost sensuous, in a weird way.
847-658.
David.
Not so much?
That's annoying.
This one?
Phone numbers are annoying.
Megapros.com.
Does that make you feel better?
It does.
All right.
Megapros.com.
Just that first 2 seconds.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
really does it.
It really does.
Puts me to sleep.
Yeah, and that third second sucks. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200.
So everybody should go to Facebook right now to see Roy Spencer. He looks exactly like Clint Eastwood, like a young Clint Eastwood.
Right. Well, that beard, Roy.
Yeah, it's
ravishing. Yeah, he's a handsome man.
I'm telling you what.
He really is.
I can't stop looking at him.
I mean, look around this room. With all of the
Roy's got it.
Roy's got it.
Yeah, he's second.
He's second. Yeah, yeah.
Cue up Steve's music again.
Yeah, hold on. Go ahead, Jake. Hold on. You see. Now he's living it. He can't help himself. You see, he's actually believing it, right? So out of the 6 of us here, he's like number 12. 312-981-7200. We're going to take a quick break. Going to come back with Roy, giving our listeners great tips on how to identify challenges in their home now that our listeners are getting out, walking around, cleaning up after the winter schmutz that is an official word with photo schmutz that has been accumulating around your home that was underneath all that snow, and now you can get out there and check it out. And Roy's going to come back and help our listeners identify potential problems with these tips after these messages. 312-981-7200 MegaPro's call, text, and photo line. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720 WGN. It's David Hochberg of Team Hochberg. For the past 20 years, I've built my business helping first responders and medical professionals with their mortgages, and I wanted to do more than just say thank you. Every week, Team Hochberg recognizes first responders and medical professionals for keeping us safe and healthy. This week, we are recognizing Fire Chief Brian Lamble, Deputy Chiefs John Nolan, Battalion Chiefs Tim Cassidy, Aaron Grandgeorge, Dane Fenniger, Todd Nowak, and Assistant Fire Chief Brian Loomis, as well as the 75 firefighters and 9 civilian support staff of the Mount Prospect Fire Department. First responders and medical professionals deserve our appreciation, and family-owned businesses need our support. If you can afford to do so, please purchase lunch from a family-owned restaurant for your local police and fire department, as well as medical professionals. If you have mortgage questions, please call me at 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Tune into Home Sweet Home Chicago, hosted by me Saturdays at 10 a.m. Homeside Financial Equal Housing Lender, MLS 112-4061.
For nearly a decade, RJ Graham Plumbing has been providing exceptional service to families of Chicago and surrounding suburbs. Our licensed, drug-tested, and background-checked union plumbers have the knowledge and experience to get the job done right the first time. Not only do we offer a money-back satisfaction guarantee, RJ Graham Plumbing offers a price match guarantee. We will meet or beat your best written estimate. Call or text 708-743-7426 or head to rjgrahamplumbing.com for details and to schedule your estimate today.
As Chicagoland's favorite locally owned neighborhood paint store, J.C. Licht has been serving our community since 1907. And with 41 Chicagoland locations, J.C. Licht offers the finest paint and products, advice at the highest level, and an unmatched customer experience. Shop J.C. Licht for the very best in-home color consultancy program and an extensive wallpaper and window treatment selection. Shop online and save 20% off all Benjamin Moore paints with curbside pickup and delivery options available. Go to jclicht.com. J.C. Licht, family owned since 1907.
My name is Paul, and when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I considered all the treatment options presented to me. To help find the right one for me, I chose to get a second opinion, leading me to Northwestern Medicine's Proton Center.
Proton therapy is an advanced form of treatment delivering precise doses of radiation to a patient's cancerous tumor, with the goal of reducing the risk of side effects and damage to surrounding healthy tissue.
Thanks to the care I received, I'm better and back to enjoying my life.
For nearly a decade, Northwestern Medicine Proton Center has remained the only proton therapy treatment center in Illinois, treating a range of tumor types, including breast, head and neck, pediatric, lung, brain,
and my prostate cancer. Thanks to that second opinion, I've been cancer-free for 5 years and counting.
Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better. Go to protoncenter.nm.org for more information.
They have everything you need to know and some things to just make you smile.
It cracks me up.
It's so fun. WGN-TV Morning News, weekdays from 4 to 6.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
You and I should get a motorhome and just travel the country together. Just
a radio show in it.
No radio show. Just me and Joe talking and holding
It'll
hands.
be remote. We'll be on air.
Yeah, it'll be
Where's
awesome.
the muskrat love here?
Don't worry about it. We got our own special theme song there. Stay in your lane.
Wow, Steve, you got to stay in your lane.
Yeah, Steve, stay in your lane, buddy. That's the song.
Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
It's like a 3-hour
this show is
preschool.
So a lot of the customers say, I do laugh a lot.
Again, it's a real estate show. If we don't have fun, you're going to fall asleep and do bad things. So
listen, learn, and laugh.
Stay awake and have
How
fun.
do you do bad things when you're asleep?
Stephen Leahy will show you. 312-981-7200.
Cue the song.
That's how he got to where he's at. He does his best work when he's sleeping. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200 is a Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. Roy, spring, homes change, weather's change. It's getting warmer now. We just went through one heck of a hellacious winter. We got snow, then we got more snow and cold and ice damming. A lot of things going on. A lot of homes took a gut shot or a face shot and a gut shot and been really pummeled in the past 3-4 months. Now we're starting to warm up. Okay, what should our listeners be looking for as they're walking around the house and getting out?
Well, every spring, I look forward to, and I'm sure our listeners do, just getting out and seeing what the yard looks like and things. Probably you should start at the downspouts where they dump. Make sure that they're extended away from the house. Sometimes those fall off in the wintertime, the above ground extensions. Even if you've got underground extensions, there should be a grate or something. Make sure that's clean from the leaves and stuff that wash down from the gutters and stuff. Yeah, there should be a filter there. So just make sure your downspouts are extended at least 8-10 feet away from the house, because people think, well, why is that a big deal? I don't get water in my basement. My downspouts been off for years and things. Sometimes it's off, sometimes it's on. What the real danger there is the structural damage that will occur when a lot of water is saturating one corner of the house. So there's a tremendous amount of water that comes off the roof. And if you allow that water just to saturate that corner of the house, some point down the road when we're going through a drought or a dry period, that part of the soil will not dry out as quickly and can actually cause the foundation to break and settle. And that's when we get involved in structural repairs. So it's not just for the cosmetics thing or keep your sump pump from running so much. It's actually to avoid structural repairs. So it's really important that they keep these downspouts clear and keep them extended away from the house.
Can I expand upon what you just said?
Sure.
On my old house, when you guys came out, we had a downspout that went underground, okay, back door, the backyard, Joe, went all the way back, and there was a tube about 40 feet long to the back of my backyard that dumped the water in the back of the yard. Challenge is, I didn't have one of those screen systems that you were talking about that filtered out all of the leaves and the pines and all that stuff.
Right.
And it went down the J, and it got halfway down, and it stopped and it clogged.
Yep.
And everything started backing up, and then my downspouts backed up. So it might not be your downspout. So that little thing that you guys installed throughout all of my backyard and all my downspouts was that little filter that I see everywhere now. Can you explain what that is and how that little piece, and is it a DIY, do-it-yourself, DIY job where our listeners can just install one of those? It's kind of at the bottom of the downspouts, and it filters out the leaves and stuff. Can you talk about that?
Well, we call ours a leaf guard, and ours is built for that purpose. And so, but I see them all the time where the builder, right? No offense, present company accepted, but they'll just tie the downspouts, and they'll take them underneath the ground and away from the house, which is great, but they don't make a break in there. They just make a solid connection from the downspout to the underground pipe. So you're right. Everything that comes down the gutter goes down there. And so tennis balls, leaves, everything else. So eventually that underground pipe gets clogged, and then you have problems, and sometimes you don't even know there's a problem.
So, Roy, you're seeing where it's solid pipe? There's no air break, no air gap?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
again, I know
that's no good.
You wouldn't do that, but unfortunately, a lot of builders do, and I see them all the time. So what you can do, and you could DIY itself, just cut the gutter just 6-8 inches off the ground, and then either put a leaf guard like we have, or just some kind of grate over the underground pipe, so that there is an air break there, so the water splashes down through the grate and goes in there. But any leaves and things, and those are the things you want to keep cleaned. So either clean your grate. If you don't have a grate, you make one.
You don't want David to do that.
Oh, I'll cut anything.
No, yeah, you don't. No.
Again,
doesn't mean you're going to cut it
happy.
right, Dave.
I could cut it.
It depends on the homeowner.
We'd be happy to help people who don't.
Hey Roy,
want to
do you see those grates in the bottom of the window wells? Do you guys ever see that too? We see that a lot, where the homeowner, like you said, preventative maintenance is key.
Guilty.
Yeah, and we've seen it where you get a little bit of water down there. Do you guys check those too?
Oh,
I mean,
of course.
I'd recommend
that
homeowners
was the next
check
thing
those
on my
out.
list as you're walking around. So you check your downspouts. Now check your window wells, and even if you have covers on them, lift the covers up and look in there, because you may be surprised. You probably have a whole terrarium growing in there.
Jimmy, the first time I met Roy, and one of the first times you were on the air with us, he said every home built in the 60s has a drain pipe in all of the window wells. So I go home, I take a look out, I go, I don't have one. And I took a picture and I texted it to Roy. He's like, yeah, you do. It's covered with 6 inches of mud.
Yep.
And that's what our listener, and then I had water coming in through that window. So guess what? All new drain system. His guys came out. I did it on the other window further down because I didn't want to deal with it later. But it's there, but you can't see it because it's got mud all through it and it's blocking it all up.
Well, and then that's getting into your sump pump and all the stuff Roy deals with.
So
right?
if that window well drain will have a grate on it, but if that grate comes off, then the mud, gravel, everything else walks down, and that could clog up your drain tile, creating bigger problems for seepage and things like that. So you really want to pay attention to that. Even, like I say, if you have a cover, because even if there's a custom-made cover, which I strongly recommend you have for all your window wells, soil and animals, burrowing animals can get in and clog that drain. So it's just something not just in the spring, but monthly almost.
Sure.
You need to just walk around and check these window well drains and check the metal cylinder, the well around the foundation, because a lot of times that pulled away from the foundation. Sometimes builders just put a couple nails to hold it there. It pulls away. You get soil and mud eroding through and settling of the cylinder itself.
What happens in my house? What happened in my house? It got so saturated, the water came up underneath the culvert. Okay, is that what it's called?
The cylinder,
yeah,
the
galvanized steel.
Itself. And it will do that even if it's installed properly. Water will get into a window well.
Yes,
that's why there's a drain in there.
Yes.
So we just got to keep the drain.
And then it comes into your basement like it did mine. 312-981-7200, because that window can only hold so much, and then the seal popped in my basement, and then I had a whole new...
Dave, it's not an aquarium.
Well, thank you.
You got to clean the leaves out.
Slow your roll there, buddy. 312-981-7200. The new owners of my house have got a beautiful drain tile system. Thankful, courtesy of permits, paid for by David Hochberg and Elise Hochberg. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. You are listening to Home Sweet Home Chicago. That is a Mega Pros Joe call and text and photo line. We're going to pay some bills. Be right back.
We're waxing down our surfboard. We can't wait for June.
News Nation this hour, I'm Dave Schwann. The investigation continues into last night's shootings in Virginia Beach, Virginia. With an update, here's News Nation's Alexandra Bush.
2 people are dead and 8 others injured in shootings along Virginia Beach's oceanfront late last night. Police are investigating whether at least 2 shooting scenes are related. An officer shot and killed a man at one of those scenes. Virginia Beach police said several people were in custody, but their possible involvement in the shootings is still under investigation.
A police officer was also struck by a car, the injured victims being treated at multiple hospitals. Authorities are preparing to make new attempts to free a giant container vessel stuck in Egypt's Suez Canal for a 5th day and reopen the crucial east-west waterway for global shipping. Plans are in the works to pump water from the vessel, and 2 more tugs should arrive by tomorrow to join others already trying to move the massive ship. About 280 vessels outside the Suez Canal have created a giant maritime traffic jam. The coronavirus vaccines have created hope we'll defeat this pandemic sooner than later, but because of that, some people are already ignoring public health guidelines. White House COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients says we can't ease up just yet.
It's clear there is a case for optimism, but there is not a case for relaxation. This is not the time to let down our guard.
There has been a slight rise in COVID cases among younger Americans in recent weeks. President Biden is including Vladimir Putin of Russia and Xi Jinping of China among the invitees to the first big climate talks of his administration. They'll be held virtually April 22nd and 23rd. Find News Nation on your cable or satellite provider and stay up to date around the clock at newsnationnow.com and the News Nation Now app. I'm Dave Schwann.
Hi there. Temperatures are mild today. We'll reach the upper 50s this afternoon. We typically sit in the low 50s this time of year. Later this afternoon, we're looking at scattered thunderstorms, especially in the southern half of the area. And some of those near and south of I-80 could be warned severe. Low risk there, but not zero. Some heavier downpours within there as well. Cloudy sky today with winds south 5 to 10, gusting to 20. Cool tonight in the upper 30s, tomorrow upper 40s. From the WGN Weather Center, I'm Morgan Kochmeyer.
Hi, it's Lou Manfredini. There are few rites of spring more satisfying than the annual deep clean. This spring cleaning tip is sponsored by Lindholm Chimney Heating and Cooling. Properly cleaning and sweeping ash from the firebox in your fireplace is safe and important for proper operation. But what do you do with all that ash? Well, did you know it contains calcium, potassium, and magnesium? How about you sprinkle it onto your lawn and garden? It's also high in pH, meaning that if you have soils that are acidic, you can add the ash as a way to neutralize the pH. Just sprinkle it on your lawn to give it a little alkaline boost. And now this. Springtime is the best time for your annual chimney cleaning and inspection. Now that the burning season's over, hire Lindholm Chimney Heating and Cooling to clean out your dirty, smelly fireplace. And while they're there, they can check the masonry to make sure that you keep the spring rains out. Go to cleanfireplace.com. That's cleanfireplace.com for Lindholm Chimney Heating and Cooling.
If last year taught us anything, it's to make the most of every day. And if for you that means making a move, whether it's for more space, less space, or a better outdoor space, my team can help. This is Jill Van Riet, Realtor with legendary brokerage Baird & Warner. I manage one of the fastest growing real estate teams west of 59, an area that's booming. That's why it's important to have someone who's well acquainted and well connected to the area to help you navigate this highly competitive market. Buying a home can be incredibly stressful. Let our Zen Home Real Estate Group lighten your load. My clients often remark how my team made their real estate experience easier and as stress-free as possible. That's helped us maintain our 100% customer satisfaction rating year after year. I service Illinois and Wisconsin, specializing in properties west of 59. For your next real estate move, go to jillvanriet.com. That's RIET. And let me and my team find your next home or home buyer.
Hi, it's Lou Manfredini. There are few rites of spring more satisfying than the annual deep clean. This spring cleaning tip is sponsored by Executive Green Carpet Cleaning. Oh no, you just spilled coffee on your new carpet. Don't panic, there's a remedy you can do yourself. For synthetic carpet, mix 3 ounces of peroxide and 1 ounce of clear ammonia. Put this in a spray bottle and spray directly on the coffee stain. In the morning, the stain will be gone. And now this. This time of year, it's a good idea to have your home professionally cleaned. Call the pros at Executive Green Carpet Cleaning. They'll clean your carpet, rugs, tile and grout, floors, and furniture. And they'll show you what clean really looks like. And if you schedule your carpet cleaning here in March, you'll get 3 rooms sparkling for just $129. Call 630-990-8600. That's 630-990-8600. Or schedule online at WGNClean.com. WGNClean.com.
Cubs fans, we get that catching a game at Wrigley Field is special, which is why we bring you all the behind-the-scenes looks, the games, pre-games, post-games, and Wrigley Field views you can get your eyes on. Marquee Sports Network. We get all of it.
The Travel Detective.
Hi, everybody. Peter Greenberg here. And wherever you may be traveling or not, we can still dream and plan together with Ion Travel each Saturday right here.
Ion Travel, sponsored by Kelly Cruises and Tours. Today at 1
on WGN.
Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200. Roy, we're getting text messages up the wazoo with our listeners with questions about downspouts and about not being able to see their drain in their window wells. What's the website and what's the phone number our listeners should reach out to your tribe to get somebody out there to help them before the rain starts and they have that water in their basement?
They can call this morning, 800-421-SEAL, and we'll send someone out to give them a free estimate and inspection, or go to the website permaseal.net.
Thank you, because Joe was about ready to come over there. I know he was. I'll tell you what, your hair looks fantastic. I just want to, it looks soft. You're having great hair day. I got an alfalfa going up here.
No, you don't. You smashed it with the
smashed
headphones.
it down with the headphones.
Yeah.
Very good.
Don't worry, Dave. Hair is overrated.
I know. From the follically challenge guy over there. 312-981-7200 is a Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. Are we up on Facebook, guys and girls over there? WGN, Home Sweet Home Chicago on Facebook. We've got the green screens up here. Everybody's here. You can check us out if you would like to go to Facebook, WGN, Home Sweet Home Chicago, and also WGNDavid.com is all our contact information, as well as videos of our experts during past shows. Stephen A. Leahy, the delinquency rate that's not being broadcast and not being announced to our listeners or anywhere is greater today than it was before the collapse in 08. That's just a fact. Nobody's talking about it. I'm not trying to scare anybody. The real estate market's still hot. There's still a shortage of inventory. Jimmy's going to talk about that because the pricing has gone up and materials gone up. There's still listeners calling Jim work at Silverthorne Home Builders to build homes, and they're calling Joe to fix homes. So there's still a market out there. But with the CARES 2 Act that just passed, and we're not getting political, this is a fact, the moratorium on foreclosures is going to be lifted. The last day is June 30th of this year, which is right around the corner. And for our listeners who are having financial challenges due to COVID and have not recovered, the banks can start the foreclosure process on July 1st, 2021. What should our listeners do? You and I were both in the middle of the storm, in the eye of the storm in 07, 08, and 10. We both hit it full throttle. We both experienced it. What should our listeners do to prepare themselves who are having financial challenges to ready themselves for what's about to happen in the next 90 to 120 days?
Well, Dave, you and I talked a lot about the forbearance agreements that the mortgage company was agreeing to. And they even encourage people, get a forbearance, okay? So if you want 3 months, then you'd owe 3 months at the end, and they wanted 4 months. At the end of 3 months, you had to pay 4 months of rent or mortgage. Now it's a year. So now you're so far behind, there's no way most people are going to be able to pay it, right? To pay the lump sum. So some people are going and trying to get a loan modification now before the end of the forbearance, but they're finding that if you're not making any money, if your income has been hit, you're not going to get a loan modification, right? Because they're going to base the loan modification on 30% of what your gross income is. If that doesn't cover most of the taxes, you're never going to get a loan modification. So then they're going to come across and say, well, now we're going to stop the forbearance. And then the only option for them then is to turn around and start filing for a foreclosure action against you. But for them to do that, you're technically not behind if you're in a forbearance agreement. Now they have to wait at least 30 days or sometimes 60 days before they can bring a foreclosure case. So so you're buying time there. So we had a call. We had a mutual client that called us today. They have 2 months left on their forbearance agreement. So then you add 2 months before they can file a foreclosure case. And then you start fighting the foreclosure case to buy yourself more time. Because what you're trying to do is go back to work and give yourself some options. If you're not making any money because you're down on your income because you're not working as much, you really don't have any options. You got to pay, right? If you can't pay, then you're not going to keep your home.
We have a listener that's listening right now. Her income got cut 50%. A listener called, talked to me. I referred her over to you because I couldn't help her. And her husband's not working. Husband hasn't worked for 25 years. Her husband continues to look for a job. I think in the past 25 years, if he hasn't found a job, you could count him out from bringing in any income. I'm just making a wild guess there, okay? So it's on her, right? She's at 50% of her income, and she's in forbearance. And the mortgage company, her servicer, called and said, We're going to start the foreclosure process because it's not a Fannie Freddie loan. It's a private loan, so they're not covered by the CARES Act, CARES 1, CARES 2. They don't care, right? They can do whatever they want.
Exactly.
And essentially, she said, it's my home. I'll do anything to save it. But is it really her home?
Well,
if she owes the mortgage company.
First, I got to say, it's your home. And, I always say the county. Our counties actually own our homes, right? We rent it from them because if you don't pay your
Real estate
taxes, they take your house away from you, right?
And you could say the same thing about a servicer.
Same thing as a mortgage, although I think the tax man has more power than the mortgage. But you're right about that. And I've had so many people who I meet with, and they tell me, I'll do anything to save my home. And then I spelled what that means, anything. And I tell people, would you rather give the money to the mortgage company or use the money for your family?
Right.
And that's an easy pick. So
for some people,
well, for
other people are going to go down with the ship.
Exactly.
And then the county comes, and then the sheriff comes, and like, hey, guess what, Mrs. Cohn? Well, we're going to start throwing your stuff.
The key
on
here
the
is
front
buy enough time to get you back on your feet. That's the key.
Website,
ChicagoTaxTeam.com.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Mike Houston.
Yes.
You're up. You're awake. You're all right. You're up there. We're gonna come
He
back to you.
shot up there.
I know. He got his feet on the table, smoking a cigar.
I'm ready to go.
He's like, bring it on. I'm ice damming. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Keep a lot of text. Text line is blowing up. So keep sending the text in on the Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. Phone lines are still open. 312-981-7200.
The photo.
I like the photo line. Photo line. I don't know why it started there. It's going to stick. You like that, Roy? Are we okay with you on that?
That's good.
Roy's the official photo line representative. 312-981-7200. You are listening to Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720 WGM.
This is Rich Dykstra from Dykstra Home Services. Now that winter's behind us, we're bringing out the preseason specials just for our WGN listeners. First, we're offering a preseason AC Clean and Check special to make sure your system is operating at its peak efficiency. A dirty air conditioner can cost you 30% in higher electric bills. For only $98, we'll completely service your air conditioner for summer. Also, we have the best preseason pricing of the year on a new Carrier high-efficiency system with up to 72 months 0% financing, as well as rebates up to $2,300. Beat the heat and call today to schedule your service or to set up a free estimate on a new system. Call today, 1-800-421-3220. That's 1-800-421-3220. Or visit WGNCoolingGuide.com. That's WGNCoolingGuide.com. Mention WGN for additional savings. Dykstra Home Services. We'll keep you cool.
Hi, it's Lindsay of House Smarts Radio. You've heard me talk about Builders Supply Outlet for years, but now hear from their customer Marnie in Western Springs.
So working with Lane was great because I came in and I showed her pictures of the different designs that I was looking for my bathroom. She would help me. We walked through the aisles. We pulled different pieces together to see what it looked like. And at other stores, it was not the same experience at all. And she helped me look at countertops that would match with the tile, paint colors. She told me to go with the herringbone pattern, which I did. And it was amazing. Overall experience was great. She was there for me all the time. Any question I had, she would answer. I'm so glad I went there. And I'm still going back there because I'm buying all my doors.
Another satisfied customer. But remember, we're so much more than bath tile. Builders Supply Outlet is located just 5 miles east of the Oakbrook Shopping Mall on Cermak Road in Broadview, or online at buildersupplyoutlet.com.
Quality and savings are what you get at Builder Supply Outlet.
Hey, are you looking at a mountain of student debt? Call Kaplan Law. Last year, Kaplan Law saved their clients $2,908,574.48. If you need to borrow for college or want to reduce the debt you have, call 312-294-8989 or click on financialrelief.com. One Chicago graduate called Kaplan Law and saved $259,000 last week. Don't make payments you don't have to make. Click on financialrelief.com.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
For experienced homeowners who need that little extra help that didn't need it maybe 5-6 years ago, having trouble getting up the stairs, having trouble getting around corners, having trouble going to the bathroom. A lot of these things you don't think about now. I'm 54, peak shape, as you can tell.
Exactly. You know it. Wait, what did you say?
I'm in shape.
Rounds of shape. You are.
Yeah, rounds of shape.
Well-rounded.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks,
You're
Tracy.
solid like a round.
All right, let's turn
You're
Tracy.
built for tough.
Yeah, let's turn Tracy's mic off.
You're built for tough.
I'm built for tough. Right? I'm an 850.
Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
That's a new one. I don't even remember what I say. I should listen to this show.
Oh, it's fun to listen
I should,
to.
I should,
Like,
I should,
On your drive home, you
I
better
should
recap.
download the podcast and listen.
Convince your wife to listen to.
No, she doesn't.
He might get in trouble. when
She's
he
like,
gets
"Where are
home.
you going?" I'm like, "I'm going to a radio show." She's like, "What?" 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com for all of our contact information, videos of past appearances on the show, helpful videos that you could send to your friends, family, coworkers, and neighbors that might help them that are having challenges, because we do answer a lot of questions on the show. 312-981-7200. We on Facebook, WGN Home Sweet Home Chicago on Facebook. Go check us out there. Let's go to Mike Houston, Lindholm Roofing. Ice damming about 3-4 weeks ago when it was like bananas crazy, cold. Every other text was like ice damming, ice damming, ice damming. I got it coming in my living room. I got it coming in my kitchen, sunroom. What's going on with the ice damming, and what should our listeners? Because now you're going to start seeing the effects, right? You knew you had a big iceberg hanging off your house. Water got in, it went away. It's been warm. There's no snow anymore. There's no traces of snow. Hopefully, I think we're past that until the end of the year. What should our listeners be, looking for, going forward?
All right, so obviously we had a lot of problems. The ice built up, the snow melted, it got down to the gutter line, the water refroze. We had 8, 10, 12 inches of ice sitting in our gutters, clogging the downspouts. The water continued to come down because the snow that was still on the roof continued to melt. It had nowhere to go. It got trapped on your roof. People had puddles on the roof, up against the siding, behind the chimney, 6 feet up. Normally, ice shield is 3, 4.5, 6 feet, or even more sometimes. But even that was not enough to stop the water from getting in, because the system, if you will, was completely overwhelmed.
And it has nothing to do with the condition. I'm sure it has to do with the condition of your roof. But you said when you first came in here, when we were doing some talk prior to the show starting, that you could have the best roof, you could have the best made roof, you could have the best materials up there, but you could still have ice damming just because we live in Chicago and we had some crazy weather for 30. All of February was bananas.
Again, the system was overwhelmed. Obviously, a worse condition roof is a lot more susceptible. Siding, it could have gotten in through the siding, through the chimney and brick and such. But we're doing roofs now, and Ice Shield is, instead of 36 inches or 54, a lot of times now we're doing 72 or even 9 feet, 100 and...
What is an ice shield? For our listeners like me who have no idea what you're talking about, what is an ice shield, and why should our listeners care about that?
An ice shield is a membrane that adheres to the bare wood surface and goes up the roof, typically from the gutter line. We also put it in valleys. We also put it around penetrations such as vents and chimneys and such. But ice shield is a 3-foot wide rubberized asphalt membrane that adheres to the bare wood at the gutter line and up.
Is that standard on roofs, or
it
is
is
that
standard? It is typically required in all towns and villages now, and typically you should be 24 inches beyond the inside heated wall. So if you have no eave, a 36-inch sheet would probably be enough. If you have a 10, 18, 12-inch eave, you might want to go 54 or even 72 inches up the roof.
72 inches up the roof.
6 feet.
And that's just standard now, just as a result of the weather we've been having?
It's more and more prevalent. Yes, again, towns and villages require by code, and I'm sure, Jim, you know this.
Yeah, it's required by code, and we've even, to Mike's point, we've been doing double layers just as a preventative measure.
72 inches, 6 feet.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, so Mike or Jim, when you're putting on a new roof, do you could you routinely give the homeowner an option? Hey, I can put the ice guard up 36, or I could take it up 72 if you'd like, and let them decide if they want that additional protection or not. It doesn't sound like it would be an extremely high upgrade.
Minimum would be code. The code requirement, 24 inches beyond, up the roof, beyond the inside heated wall. And after that, yes, you can offer extra, give an option. Especially after the ice damming that we just had, people that are getting new roofs are asking, "Hey, what can I do to protect myself even more?"
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think you should be offering that. Because
Roy,
people may not think to ask, but you should offer. Hey, remember what happened? We've experienced this, so here's an option. And I'm guessing a lot of people would be happy to
it's an extra investment,
insurance. Yeah,
right?
but
and it's a minor investment in the big picture of
Roy,
things.
we've been talking about that internally about if we should start offering that, because we had an architect that brought it up. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
We've done it on our own in certain spots. Valleys is another one. Where do you see the most of them, though, Mike? I know we see them, and it's a maintenance issue. But where do you see the most ice damming? Valleys or
Gutter
the
lines?
Gutter line?
Gutter lines.
Yeah, we see them in some valleys sometimes. We
Sometimes.
recommend our customers get a roof rake. Not everybody listens, but we get a roof rake and try to get some of that stuff down off the roof. But
Easier on a one-story house than a two-story house.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the valleys, it's a little less common because you should have ice shield under there, but also felt. But also the shingles are double layered because one course basically goes under the other.
Have you been doing wider in the valleys as well? On the ice and water?
36 inches, which is 18 to either side, typically.
Roof talk here.
right,
I'm
that's
getting
what
all
we-
excited.
This is
Thrilling,
exciting.
isn't it,
I
Dave?
love it.
No, actually, it's kind of. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's really good though, because ice damming comes up in new construction
Yeah.
too, and people assume because it's a new house, or even maybe Mike with a brand new puts on a brand new roof on an old house. There's still a potential. We can't control ice.
Well,
Tell you what helps a lot. I'm sorry. Tell you what helps a lot is excellent insulation value and excellent ventilation system.
All right. Well, hold that thought because we have a sump pump question. Then we're going to go to Claire in Cambridge. You have a question, Art? You have a question for Roy?
Yes. Hey, Roy. I have 25 years ago, I had my basement redone, and they put in a bathroom. The builder convinced me, or the remodeler convinced me to move the bathroom over in the other corner. So he put a new ejector pit in. He just abandoned the old ejector pit that was in the basement. It ended up being in like a closet, and it's been there ever since. It never goes on, but there's a little bit of water in it. Now I want to rehab that closet area. Can I just fill that old ejector pit?
Yeah, I would recommend that you have a plumber put a stop in the pipe that feeds the ejector pit, just so you don't have any, because the water's found paths into it, obviously, in the soil. And if you just fill it in with cement or gravel or whatever, the water may still find that area and could possibly cause you a problem. So there's no reason you can't fill that in, but I would make sure you put an effective stop in the pipe that feeds it, just to make sure it's dead-ended. But yeah, there shouldn't be any problem.
Yeah, I you don't think it's a problem? I'm sure there's water getting in, like the stone around in the bottom there.
Yeah.
I drilled a couple holes in the bottom of the pit, and water comes up to the bottom, but no water comes through that pipe.
Yeah, it pipe probably come from the floor drain or something like that. So it probably is there. The bottom of the pit is down into the water table. It's lower than your drain tile. What should be happening is, as water builds up there before it gets up to that pipe level, it should be getting into your drain tile. So again, I wouldn't anticipate any problems filling it in.
And if you want the phone number to a great plumber, Steve Cortez, R.H. Graham Plumbing, he's a plumber on the show, 708-743-7426. You could also go to WGNDavid.com. All of our experts' contact information is there. And hang tight, Art, for your Mr. Floor cleaning product. And Claire, hang tight after the break. We're going to come back with Jim Work from Silverthorne Builders talking about what it's going to take to build a home in this market. You are listening to Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720 WGN. This is David Hochberg, and I'm here with my good friend and real estate attorney and estate planning expert, David Schluter. David, how long have you been practicing law?
35 years.
A lot of our listeners are getting ready to sell their home, have sold their home, never had problems with water in their basement. All of a sudden, with all this water the past couple of years, basements are starting to flood, and you're getting calls from your previous clients who you represented on the buy saying that they want to go after the seller for misrepresentation.
It's a very hard conversation. Water is devastating and very depressing. The thing is that in this precedented wet season we've had, homes that have never leaked are now leaking. So you can't automatically run to court. Do not give a lawyer a retainer and say, sue my seller without doing some homework. There has to be evidence or there is no liability. Sellers don't necessarily lie just because the house leaks for you.
If you're buying or selling a home like I am doing, you need to do what I did and call the law offices of David Schluter at 630-285-5300. That's 630-285-5300. David Schluter Law Office, David Schluter, best in the business.
To most, it's just another sidewalk or parking lot. But to Robert R. Andreas & Sons, it's a work of art, perfectly paved with attention to detail. Andreas & Sons, a family-owned Chicagoland business with the experience to handle any job. Patios, stairs, foundations, driveways, loading docks, warehouse floors. Andreas & Sons does it all. Commercial, industrial, or residential. If your project requires concrete or asphalt, then you need to contact the experts, Andreas & Sons. For a free estimate, call 708-863-5735. That's 708-863-5735. Or just visit AndreasConstruction.com. Robert R. Andreas & Sons, general contractors specializing in high-quality professional concrete and asphalt solutions since 1956. Call 708-863-5735. That's 708-863-5735. Or visit AndreasConstruction.com.
It's game on at your local Chevy dealer. Now through March 31st, get $4,500 cash allowance on a 2020 Chevy Trax. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $1,250 cash. Go to ChevyDrivesChicago.com for details and score.
We went through some bitter cold temperatures. And if you have old drafty windows and doors, I bet your home had trouble staying warm. Call Next Door and Window today. They'll provide you a free virtual appointment. You'll video conference with one of their experts to discuss your upcoming project. You share your vision, they share their expertise. You'll get a free quote without the need for anyone in your home, and you'll love their approach. The pros at Next Door and Window are never pushy. They listen, assess your needs, and then tailor your project to match your style and budget. And they offer it all: wood, vinyl, and fiberglass, windows and doors. So say goodbye to those drafty windows and doors and high energy bills. Call Next Door and Window today. 1-800-NEXT-DOOR. Buy one window or door and get one 30% off. Plus 18 months interest-free financing and no money down. Call 1-800-NEXT-DOOR or go to 1-800-NEXTDOOR.com. Next Door and Window. Thousands of options. One perfect fit.
Serving the great Midwest from Chicago. WGN, 720 on your radio and always online. Tell your smart speaker to play WGN Radio, Chicago's only 24-hour live news.
WGN, Chicago.
A Nexstar Media Group station.
We have 44 degrees at 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Dave Schwann in for Don Kleppen. The news is sponsored by News Nation. An Amber Alert is issued for a child abduction in Dalton, and an investigation continues into a shooting at a party bus in the suburbs. Those stories coming up. Let's look at WGN traffic involving the Kennedy, a road construction underway, which affects traffic outbound from Addison to Montrose. The left lane is closed there. This construction will continue through the weekend in various places. In fact, there will be closings of some of the inbound lanes that may run up to 15 minutes at a time, chiefly in the overnight hours. On the Stevenson, solid traffic on the exit ramp inbound at the Dan Ryan Expressway. That involves construction work there. And also in Beach Park, we have a serious accident with injuries at Sheridan Road and West Chaplin Avenue in Beach Park. And also in Franklin Park, continued police activity at River Road and Des Plaines River Road between Belmont and King due to the earlier incident involving a party bus there, which we will update you on in just a moment or so. Authorities have issued an Amber Alert following a child abduction in Dalton this morning. Police say 8-month-old Braden Waters was abducted at 1320 Sibley Boulevard. He was wearing plaid pajamas, a white skull cap, and a black fleece sweater. He was riding in a car seat in the back of the vehicle, which was last seen northbound on Lincoln Avenue from Sibley. Anyone with information should call 911. We continue to learn more about that party bus shooting that happened in the suburbs overnight. WGN's Judy Wang has an update.
It looks like the shots were fired in River Grove, south of Belmont Avenue. The bus driver continued driving, going northbound on River Road, and then came to a stop after crossing the border into Franklin Park. When police and paramedics arrived, the bus was on River Road near Elms Street. Investigators have not disclosed how many people were on board the bus, how many of them were injured, or where the bus was headed. Officers at the scene tell us that paramedics did take at least 2 people to local hospitals.
Once again, River Road and Des Plaines River Road between Belmont and King closed in Franklin Park for that investigation. Police in Virginia Beach, Virginia, say 2 people died, 8 injured in 2 shootings along the city's oceanfront overnight. The wounded were shot late Friday, their conditions ranging from serious to life-threatening. One woman died at the scene of a gunshot, and an officer who was struck by a vehicle suffered minor injuries. Police also say another shooting scene erupted, which led an officer to fatally shoot a male suspect. Bail was denied yesterday for 2 men charged in connection with a deadly shooting earlier this week outside a Secretary of State facility in Bridgeview. Matthew Givens of Lansing and Cortez Hudson of Oak Park are charged with first-degree murder of the death of 21-year-old Jawan Davis of Chicago. Police in Bridgeview say Davis was shot several times Wednesday and died later at a local hospital. Prosecutors say Givens and Hudson were members of a street gang who targeted Davis because he was a member of a rival gang. Steve Ruxton, WGN News. And the container ship that's trapped sideways in Egypt's Suez Canal has delayed numerous other ships from making deliveries worldwide. The vessels have had to seek alternate routes because they can't get through, and at one point 280 boats were stopped in the canal because of this trapped vessel. It's causing economic concerns, and that's concerning the Biden administration. Crews will try once again today to free that ship. 11:04 WGN Sports, Joe Brand.
Thank you, Dave. The Sweet 16 of March Madness not too far away. The number 8 Loyola Ramblers are looking for their second trip to the Elite 8 in 4 years. A 1:40 tip-off against number 12 Oregon State. Also today, number 1 Baylor plays Villanova. Arkansas takes on number 15 Oral Roberts, and Houston plays Syracuse. Winner of that matchup will play the winner of the Loyola-Oregon State matchup. In the women's tournament, Iowa, Michigan, and Indiana all play today as well. Speaking of Loyola, the high school Loyola Rambler football team plays Mount Carmel today as the top 2 teams in the Chicagoland area. Last night, Marist beat Brother Rice 20-16 in the war on Pulaski. Spring training yesterday, Jock Peterson with a pair of home runs and the Cubs tie with the Giants. The Cubs are playing the Reds on the road tonight. Meanwhile, Lucas Giolito takes the mound for the White Sox. They're visiting Colorado. NBA, first look at the Bulls' new center, Nikola Vucevic. He's already got a message for Bulls fans.
Hey, Bulls fans, this is Nikola Vucevic. Very excited to be here. Obviously, Chicago, one of the best franchises in the history of the NBA, has a great fan base, and I'm very excited to be here. Hopefully, we can have a lot of success together, and I'm looking forward to playing in front of fans at the United Center.
He and a couple other trade acquisitions making their Bulls debut tonight. That video courtesy of Bulls Twitter. They visiting the San Antonio Spurs tonight at 7:30. And tonight, Kevin Lankinen takes the net as the Blackhawks host Nashville. They're looking for their 3rd straight win. Chris Bowden has the pregame show at 6:30. John and Troy with the puck drop at 7, all here on 720 WGN and WGNradio.com. I'm Joe Brand, WGN Sports.
And the forecast from the WGN Chicago Weather Center, meteorologist Morgan Kolkmeyer.
Hi there. Temperatures are mild today. We'll reach the upper 50s this afternoon. We typically sit in the low 50s this time of year. Cloudy sky continues all day and some light and scattered showers here throughout the morning. Later this afternoon, midday into tonight, we're looking at scattered thunderstorms, especially in the southern half of the area. And some of those near and south of I-80 could be warned severe. Low risk there, but not zero. Some heavier downpours within there as well. Cloudy sky today with winds south 5 to 10, gusting to 20. Cool tonight in the upper 30s, tomorrow upper 40s. From the WGN Weather Center, I'm Morgan Kochmeyer.
New numbers have us at 52 now at O'Hare, 47 along the lake. Recapping our top story, police have issued an Amber Alert for a child abduction that took place in Dalton this morning. The 8-month-old boy was abducted at 1320 Sibley Boulevard wearing plaid pajamas, a white skull cap, and a black fleece sweater. Anyone with information should call 911. We'll have more information throughout the day on this and other stories. Again, 52 degrees at O'Hare. I'm Dave Schwann on Chicago's very own 720 WGN.
Thanks, Dave. And I'm David Hochberg. Coming up in the break, we have a very, 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 very special guest, my daughter, Natalie Hochberg, because it's her 13th birthday today, and we're going to sing her happy birthday. So stop everything you're doing and put the dogs away, because we have a horrible singing voices, but we're going to sing my daughter happy birthday.
This is attorney Stephen Leahy. This isn't the first crisis we faced together. Back in 2008, business professionals in trouble sought help from bankruptcy attorneys, loan modification attorneys, foreclosure defense attorneys, and IRS attorneys trying to gain full financial recovery. They should have just called me. Let me tell you about Chuck. His small business crashed in the 2008 crisis. He faced 2 foreclosures, overbearing creditors, and the dreaded IRS. Chuck would not even get out of bed in the morning. His wife heard me on the radio and convinced him to hire me. We got Chuck a loan modification and a short sale. We obtained a discharge of his debt and settled what was left of his IRS liability. Now Chuck is back in and in control of his life. You can hear Chuck tell his own story at fullfinancialrecovery.com. We can get through this new crisis too. The time to start rebuilding is now. Don't let your life's work go down the drain. Get your free guide to recovery at fullfinancialrecovery.com. That's fullfinancialrecovery.com. Or call me right now at 312-664-6649. There's no time to waste. Fight back now.
We have a special needs daughter who has created these beautiful 1,000-piece puzzles that we've had framed. 10 to 15 of these puzzles that we rotate. What we wanted to do was create a showcase for all of her beautiful artwork.
We are talking today with mega customer Gary Ottaviano of Elgin.
Brought in the guys, and what was really cool about working with the Mega Pro guys is, how about if we put some wood on the wall? Raul came in and said, well, how high do you want this? Well, high enough to fit 1,000-piece puzzle frames. They got it, and they took it from there and created in a much more beautiful way than I ever imagined. Ashley's puzzle pictures look fantastic. I had a concept, but it stops right there. All the credit needs to go to them.
One mega call does it all.
847-658-8989. 847-658-8989.
Megapros.com.
One mega call does it all.
You may already know Mr. Floor for the beautiful wood floors that we install, sand, and refinish. Mr. Floor is a full-service local Chicagoland company who has provided homeowners and businesses with complete flooring solutions for over 30 years. Hi, I'm Igor Marak of Mr. Floor, and born out of our extensive experience and knowledge with hardwood floors comes the best hardwood floor cleaner on the market. As we visit Chicagoland homes and businesses every day, we see the damage that incorrect floor maintenance can cause. Most people are not cleaning their hardwood floors properly, and as we all know, a bucket of water and a mop is the surest way to ruin a wood floor. Forget about those harsh chemicals and cleaning products that leave your floors hazy and lifeless. We've researched, developed, and now produce the best hardwood floor cleaner ever. Our cleaner breaks the bonds of dirt and grease from your floor's coating without harming it. It's also eco and pet friendly too. Thousands of Mr. Floor clients have been using our cleaners for years, and now you can too. Visit us online at MrFloor.com to learn more and place your order. Use promo code WGN at checkout for a special offer. Mr. Floor, the first and last name in floors.
This episode of Home Sweet Home Chicago is sponsored by David Hochberg and Mega Pros Home Improvement and Restoration, Jim Work from Silverthorne Homes, Permaseal, attorney Stephen A. Leahy, and Lindholm Roofing. For additional sponsors of the Home Sweet Home program, please visit WGNradio.com/Home Sweet Home Chicago. Back to Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200 is Mega Pro's call, text, and photo line. We have a ton of text messages, and the phone lines are starting to light up, so thank you very much. We were going to throw it over to Jim Work and talk about Silverthorne Home Builders and what you're doing to keep up with the influx of callers due to the shortage of inventory. But first, we have callers Claire and Cambridge and Mike in Naperville, and the most important caller so far of the show, and probably of this show, is my daughter Natalie. because 13 years ago today, Natalie was brought to us a gift of joy here. Hi, Natalie. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm good.
All right, it's your birthday today?
Mm-hmm.
You know what happens?
Yep.
Yep, we get to sing. Ready, Roy?
One of your daughters is a very good singer, isn't she?
Yeah, all of them are very
Why don't
good
we
at
let
everything
her
they do.
sing instead of us?
Because
What kind of birthday present is that?
No, I think it's more pleasant.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
You singing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Natalie. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
And many more.
Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Thank you. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, sweetheart. I'll see you after we have a big party tonight, okay?
Okay.
What
love
time
you.
should I be there?
You should be there tomorrow at 5 to clean up. 312-981-7200.
Can Natalie go swimming today? Or no?
Natalie could go swimming, but she'd have hypothermia. Because our heater in our pool kind of not working. 312-9. Don't. Why, you got to get me in a mood.
You promised, Daddy. You promised me I'd go
know.
swimming on my birthday.
And we'll talk about that later. So I put in this geothermal system. So
Yeah.
and it had a little had a little run in. Yeah, it'll all work out. It'll be fine. 312-981-7200. Claire in Cambridge, you have a question about gutters.
Yes. Hi. Good morning. I live in a condo. I have 2 gutters that have an elbow connecting the 2, and it drips. It has been repaired a number of times, but it doesn't last maybe one season. And when it drips on my front porch to create an ice problem.
So Joe, you know
I'm
about drippy
hoping-
things. What about
You're saying I know about drippy things?
Yeah, drippy gutters,
Well,
and
I
so
was
does
gonna-
Mike.
I
You
was
guys
gonna
want to comment?
actually refer to you, Mike.
All right, I love it.
All right, go.
Drippy things.
So the downspout elbows need to be looked at. It could be dripping from the exit area where the elbow is connected to the actual gutter, or it could be dripping at the elbow. That could be a screw in the incorrect location. The screw or rivet should not be on the bottom of a downspout elbow. It should be on the sides or top. So it really just needs to be looked at. You can't just caulk downspouts. You're not really even supposed to. They're
Mike,
supposed to be
wonder-
inserted into each other.
Okay, excuse me, but it's not a downspout. It's just like an elbow.
Is it on the horizontal part of the gutter?
It's on the horizontal part. There's
So maybe
nothing
it's not
vertical.
pitched right, Mike.
So it's a corner. It's a corner
It's a
miter.
corner.
Okay, it's a corner miter. Did they use a one-piece miter, or did they try to kind of sort of caulk 2 lengths of gutter together at a 45-degree angle?
Can you send us a
They might.
photo?
I'm going to say they mitered it because it's a separate piece of the gutter.
So that miter should just simply be replaced, taken out and replaced.
Hey, Claire, do you have a camera that could take a photo?
Sure.
All right, so take a picture and then text
A
it to the
photo. Photo.
Text it to the same number that you're calling in, that you called in, so we can look at it.
Yeah,
okay.
take the picture, Mike. We can tell
Okay.
it real quick.
So hang up now.
I'll give that a try.
Yeah, wait for your Mr. Floor cleaning product because you get a choice. Tell the guys in the other room which one you like. Send us a picture on the Mega Pros Joe call, text, and photo line, and then we'll talk about it on the air. Okay.
All right. All right. I'll do it as soon as I can.
No, do it right now.
All right.
Okay.
Get faster than that, Mike.
Thank
just
you.
do it. Mike, you can
It's
fix
Icky,
that.
and
Those
happy
are easy to
birthday
fix.
to Natalie.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Claire. And we're going to send you 2 Mr. Cleaning products. Could you wish my daughter a happy birthday? I'm in a giving mood.
Oh.
I like giving.
Oh.
I like giving Igor's product away. So hang on. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. Joe, you had a comment about the elbow or something?
I just said, Mike, you could fix that for sure.
It's easy to fix. You just have to replace that corner miter.
Yeah, I wanted to make that clear because Claire said she had it fixed several times. Have
Yeah,
somebody
somebody's
fix it
probably
right.
caulking it.
Yes.
They're just not fixing it right.
Replace it.
All right. Well, hopefully she stops what
Well,
she's
that's not an
doing.
expensive
You know,
repair.
hopefully she's not saving somebody's life, and she could go take a picture. Because if she was, then we got problems. But why would she be on the radio?
It's all about the photos.
The photos. Why would she be talking to us? So she's not got a lot going on. Well, not that listening to our show is not like a lot going on.
Exactly.
It should be a destination radio on Saturday. But get outside, take a picture, and send it to us. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Mike and Naperville, we're going to pick you up after the phone. Then we're going to throw it over to Jim Works from Silverthorne Home Builders to talk about what's going on in building homes today. You are listening to Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720 WGN.
Hey.
If you are renovating your kitchen or bathroom, call the refinishing experts at Miracle Method to learn about refinishing instead of replacing. Miracle Method will refinish your existing cabinets, countertops, bathtubs, showers, floors, and tile, making them look and feel brand new. Save 50 to 75% over the cost of replacement, and most projects are completed in less than 2 days. I've seen the finished product, and it's amazing. For more information about refinishing instead of replacing, call 630-832-2250 or visit miraclemethod.com/Chicago.
Lindholm Roofing has been serving Chicagoland home and business owners for over 70 years, and their customers always come first. Lindholm Roofing is open all year long, even in the coldest weather, to help you with any roofing, siding, gutter, and tuck pointing challenges you might be experiencing. There is no job too big or too small for them to handle. So call 1-888-4ROOFER to find out how their expert team can provide you with a free estimate while following all recommended safety guidelines. Lindholm's expert team will inspect your property while you remain in the comfort and warmth of your home. Call Lindholm Roofing for all of your essential roofing, siding, gutter, and tuck pointing needs for both your residential and commercial properties. Call Lindholm now at 888-4ROOFER. That's 888-4ROOFER, or visit lindholmroofing.com. For more information about Lindholm's contact-free estimates and their no-interest financing, visit lindholmroofing.com. Now more than ever, Lindholm Roofing wants to assure you their family has your family covered. It's David Hochberg. If you're moving out of Illinois and purchasing a new home, then you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. According to United Van Lines, for the 9th consecutive year, only New York has more people leaving than Illinois. Moving into a new home in a new state can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Team Hochberg has originated thousands of mortgages all over the country from our Chicago area offices. In addition to helping you secure a new mortgage, Team Hochberg can also refer you to a trusted local realtor who can help sell your current home. If you're moving out of Illinois, call Team Hochberg to be pre-approved for a new mortgage. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of WGN listeners secure mortgages on new homes after moving out of Illinois, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Tune in to Home Sweet Home Chicago, hosted by me, Saturdays after House Smarts at 10. Homeside Financial Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1124061.
Cancer won't wait. It won't wait for appointments to open up or test results to come back. That's why at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, our world-class experts give you the care you need when you need it, with appointments in as little as 24 hours and rapid test results to get you a personalized treatment plan. Because cancer isn't just what we do, it's all we do. Learn more at cancercenter.com/Chicago.
They have everything you need to know and some things to just make you smile.
It cracks me up.
It's so fun. WGN TV Morning News, weekdays from 4 to 6. Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Sally, thanks for hanging out for so long.
Oh, no problem. First of all, before I ask my question, I have to tell you, I love your sarcasm and all the fun you guys have with each other.
I don't know what she's talking about.
There you go.
We got a 3-hour real estate show. If you don't have fun, you're driving into railroad embankments, and then you're suing WGN. For love of God, lighten up.
Lighten up, Francis.
When I have you on Saturdays, I'm not only learning, I'm laughing. So thank you.
Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200.
It's a public service.
It's a public service. 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com. 708. Good morning. My husband won a contest with Bob Surratt about a month ago or two and did not receive the prize yet. Is there any chance you could look into that? His name is Doug, and he lives in LaGrange. I'll get right on that. It'll be kicked upstairs to Mary and the fine people in promotions and Sarah, and I'm sure that come Monday morning, that will be addressed. 312-981-7200. And I want to thank Rich Dykstra for listening because he's concerned about the food, Joe.
What's for lunch?
He wants
That's
to know.
his text.
That's all he cares about.
What's for lunch?
Georgie V's in Northbrook is we got paninis in the we have paninis in the refrigerator and they're delicious. Rich, so back off. He had a great Italian food last weekend. 312-981.
Oh, yeah, that's his problem.
I know.
He says that we get better food when he's
What?
not.
Yeah, when listen, it's like, maybe skip a lunch every once in a while, right? Relax, right? Take it easy. 312-981-7200. Mike in Naperville, how are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Great. You've been holding for a while. Wanted to get out to you.
Oh, I appreciate it. In my furnace room, I have a pit where the furnace and maybe the humidifier drains into, and then it has a pump in there that pumps it into the sewer line. I want to put a bathroom in my basement, and it's right next to the furnace room, so it's a real short lateral. Can I use that pit if I put a grinder pump in it, or do I have to dig deeper and put in a new pump or a new pit and obviously the grinder pump?
No, actually, that's why that pit is there. Obviously, it was put in to accommodate the dehumidifier, air conditioner drain, and the furnace drain and things like that. But it's also put in there so you can use that. That is an ejector pit that pumps into the sewer. So it should have an ejector pump in there. But if you're going to put a new bathroom in, I don't know how old the pump is, but I would probably just invest in a new pump. But yeah, that's what that pit's for. You could use it for your bathroom. Yeah.
Okay, and then I would use like a grinder pump in there, right? Not just a regular
Well,
pump.
it's called an ejector pump, and it's made for solids, and that really should be what's in there now, but you want to double check that.
Ironically, I prefer grinder pump, and our high school softball team, that was our name, the Grinder Pumps. So just for what it's worth, I thought I'd throw that out there for you, Roy.
It's worthless.
It's worthless? Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Worthless, distracting.
They should not let you name the softball team, man.
I am a marketing genius. Northern Illinois University, Harvard, the Midwest, class of 88. Back off there, builder boy. I got this. Taken care of.
NIU here, too.
All right, there you go. All right. Roy, got any other comments about the ejector pump?
No, you should be good to go.
All right, hang tight, Mike. We're going to send you a Mr. Floyd cleaning product. Jimmy, let's talk about what's going on in the home building industry right now. Prices are going up because materials growing up. Our good friend John Cornish finally woke up from his nap from last night that lasted 12 hours because he gets 12 hours of sleep or else he's grumpy.
It's beauty sleep.
It's beauty. Well, it's obviously not working. But what's going on in the home building sector that our listeners should be aware of? Again, we talked about at the beginning of the show, the cost of materials are increasing because of the prices are going up due to economic factors. We've got foam down in the price of furniture is going up in Texas because the foam manufacturers in Texas got knocked out due to the frost. There's a shortage of lumber. Copper's going up. What are you seeing and what should our listeners be aware of?
It's a great time to buy a house with interest rates, and we've got a lot of our customers coming in and wanting to build a new house and move out of their existing house. But the price increases with lumber, especially. I just got a text on the way down here this morning from one of our biggest electrical contractors. A spool of wire went up $225. The cost for that roll is now $300. I'm looking at the photo right now, $370.
What was it last year before pandemic?
$70, $80.
$70, $80.
Yeah. So, and now a lot of us, this guy included, Jeff, ourselves have been trying to eat it as much as we can because we don't want to raise prices, but it's just gotten so out of control. And I think Mike's had problems getting roofing materials too. I mean, plywood. Last year, I remember pressure treated lumber. We had to close the house for the first time ever. Customer wanted a deck. We couldn't put the deck on because we couldn't get the lumber. Mm-hmm. For
Joe,
2 months, we're trying to get pressure treated lumber, and it was just wiped out. You got a lot of people remodeling and putting decks on in existing homes, and so it was really hard to get some of those materials to complete our projects. So it's been tough, but prices have been going up. But we've also got some homeowners that bought last year that they're basically in an instant equity position because some of the prices have gone up $20,000-$30,000. So if you're thinking about building a new home, now's the time to do it and to get in before those price increases continue. We've been talking about it with the National Association of Home Builders, and there's basically no relief in sight till at least October is what they're saying right now
for materials.
Yeah. So if we have the same price increases we have now, if you buy a house or build a house now, get that great interest rate and pay today's price, it might be $40,000-$50,000 ahead by the end of the year.
But Jim, you're hedging that for your customers too. You said
we are. So when someone buys a home with us, we're issuing a purchase order the day after the contract to try to protect our customers as much as we can. Mm-hmm. And then we have to take delivery of that lumber. I mean, we've done some really crazy stuff over the last year as far as delivering it to a separate job site, moving it down the street, wrapping it up in plastic. I mean, it's been a fight, but we've been able to keep it under control, but it's tough. And some of these materials last year with COVID shutdowns, our cabinet company was in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania shut down the entire state. Couldn't get cabinets for 12, 13 weeks. That's just unheard of. I'm sure you guys deal with cabinets too, but I mean, usually the lead time's 4, 6, 7 weeks, not 13, 14. We were having to order cabinets before we dug the hole for the house. That's insane.
Joe?
It's throughout the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is for a while.
We're ordering shingles as soon as we get the color from the customer because we don't know if it's going to be available, but we can still get them.
You having problems with certain colors, Mike?
Certain colors are hard to come by, but they're coming back. But again, like you said, the relief isn't until October, and we're also trying to hold our prices for the customers.
Right.
So, I appreciate, money's cheap right now and people want to build, but given that they're paying such a premium, would it make sense if they had some discretion to hold off and not build until the fall or winter when things normalize? If they have that option, would that make sense? Do you see a window on this that, you should be good?
That's a great question. We tried to hold the line ourselves back in, I think it would be September, and told ourselves that it would be a blip on the radar. And what I'm recommending now is to go ahead and build, just because there's no increase, there's no relief in sight. We saw this in 2018. Lumber spiked up, but not nearly as high, and so some of us were able to deal with it and just eat that margin and allow the prices to stay the same. But we've had to respond to it ourselves and raise those prices. So I don't see, and especially with inflation and things coming down the pike, I don't see that getting a whole lot better. So we have had that question, and why I think that's a great question, Roy, is we had a customer back in January. We had a price increase. We're doing a monthly now just so that we can smooth it out so it's not so big of an increase. And she said, hey, you know what? We buy a house. This is out in Elgin. We'll do it, but we got to do it at the old price. And we said, we're sorry, we just can't do that. She came back the next month, went up again. And I said, I'm sorry, we just can't do that. Finally, the third month, she went ahead and purchased. But if you look at the delta between those two prices, she ended up paying $18,000 more. I wish she would have signed. She would have been $18,000 ahead if we could have bought that lumber back in January. So
we have the same problem with interest rates. Okay, we had a guy buy a home down in Florida, and it is Florida for everybody up there. That's the right way you say Florida.
I haven't been to Florida. I'll have to check that out.
It's the right way. You guys say Florida. It's Florida. Okay, so quote him a rate, locked him into a rate of 2.875. Okay, he's putting 40% down. Great borrower, 2.875. And the home fell through. Okay, we have 15 days left on the lock, so we did it 45 days ago. Home fell through. He wanted to transfer the rate lock to another property. It doesn't work like that. We had to reprice it. The rate's up a half a point from where it was 45 days ago. 45 days ago, the rate's up a full half a point from what it was, and this borrower was all upset. I'm like, what do you want me to tell you?
I would say don't try to time the market. Traders say that too. Don't try to time the market. If it works for your budget and it's what you want,
lock and load and go.
Don't try to time the market.
Yeah, listen, there's only one person that's going to get it at the very bottom, and there's only one person, and everybody else is going to be trying to catch falling knives. You can't. Don't play the market. If it's a good rate, lock it in, move on. You are listening to Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720. Joe in Buffalo Grove has a siding question that we're going to get to after the break. 312-981-7200. It's Mega Pros. Call, text, and photo line. This is David Hochberg on Home Sweet Home Chicago.
News Nation this hour, I'm Dave Schwann. The investigation continues into last night's shootings in Virginia Beach, Virginia. With an update, here's News Nation's Alexandra Bush.
2 people are dead and 8 others injured in shootings along Virginia Beach's oceanfront late last night. Police are investigating whether at least 2 shooting scenes are related. An officer shot and killed a man at one of those scenes. Virginia Beach police said several people were in custody, but their possible involvement in the shootings is still under investigation.
A police officer was also struck by a car, the injured victims being treated at multiple hospitals. Authorities are preparing to make new attempts to free a giant container vessel stuck in Egypt's Suez Canal for a 5th day and reopen the crucial east-west waterway for global shipping. Plans are in the works to pump water from the vessel, and 2 more tugs should arrive by tomorrow to join others already trying to move the massive ship. About 280 vessels outside the Suez Canal have created a giant maritime traffic jam. The coronavirus vaccines have created hope we'll defeat this pandemic sooner than later, but because of that, some people are already ignoring public health guidelines. White House COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients says we can't ease up just yet.
It's clear there is a case for optimism, but there is not a case for relaxation. This is not the time to let down our guard.
There has been a slight rise in COVID cases among younger Americans in recent weeks. President Biden is including Vladimir Putin of Russia and Xi Jinping of China among the invitees to the first big climate talks of his administration. They'll be held virtually April 22nd and 23rd. Find News Nation on your cable or satellite provider and stay up to date around the clock at newsnationnow.com and the News Nation Now app. I'm Dave Schwann.
Hi there. Temperatures are mild today. We'll reach the upper 50s this afternoon. We typically sit in the low 50s this time of year. Later this afternoon, we're looking at scattered thunderstorms, especially in the southern half of the area. And some of those near and south of I-80 could be warned severe. Low risk there, but not zero. Some heavier downpours within there as well. Cloudy sky today with winds south 5 to 10, gusting to 20. Cool tonight in the upper 30s, tomorrow upper 40s. From the WGN Weather Center, I'm Morgan Kochmeyer.
Are you kidding me?
What happened?
I went to open up the window and the frame just fell apart in my hands.
Isn't that right under where the gutter was leaking?
Yeah, we might have a big problem here.
If it's been longer than 2 years since you had a termite inspection for your home, now's the time to get it scheduled. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting health, homes, businesses, and the environment since 1860. Get Rose's family and pet-friendly Healthy Home Maintenance Plus Centricon program. You'll be safeguarded from dozens of pest threats, including termites, all year long. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Are you moving or downsizing? Bet you're feeling overwhelmed with all that stuff you've accumulated. Or maybe you've been put in charge of an estate. That's a lot of responsibility and work. Where do you even start? Start with The Great Estate. Call 847-805-8878. The Great Estate will organize and sell your stuff the same way they helped Phil and his wife. They were moving to Minneapolis. They didn't have room for the trains he spent 40 years collecting, and they helped Steve move his mom to assisted living. She wanted to sell her doll collection to help pay for her care. If you've got tools or toys, jewelry or junk you no longer want, need, or have a place to store, call 847-805-8878. 847-805-8878, taking a compassionate approach to finding the best solution for you and your memories. With in-house consignments or clearing out the last few items at the end, they're here to help you move on. Call 847-805-8878.
I want to introduce you to my good friend Jim Delaney from Silverthorne Home Builders. Jim and his team at Silverthorne Home Builders specialize in building semi-custom homes in DeKalb, Genoa, Hampshire, Elgin, and Sycamore. Over the past decade, Silverthorne Home Builders has built over 325 homes and has a reputation as a conscientious builder of quality homes. Instead of buying an existing home, invest in a Silverthorne Home Builders semi-custom home, which allows buyers to design their home exactly the way they want at a fraction of what custom home builders would charge. Standard features include hardwood floors, premium kitchens with 42-inch cabinets, full finished basements, granite countertops, and a 3-car garage. If you are looking for a home in DeKalb, Genoa, Hampshire, Elgin, or Sycamore, call my good friend Jim Delaney at 815-677-4121. To learn more about Silverthorne Home Builders' inventory of semi-custom homes, call Jimmy right now at 815-677-4121. That's 815-677-4121. And make sure you tell Jim I told you to call.
Dutch Boy's new Platinum Plus paint with Stain Shield technology has the performance you expect from a luxury paint at a price you didn't. Platinum Plus is up to 50% more washable and stain resistant than a leading premium paint in satin sheen. Superiority ranges from 24 to 50% depending on sheen selected. Platinum Plus keeps your walls looking new longer. Menards and Dutch Boy paint have you covered. Go ahead, live your life.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Savings or mail-in rebate. See store for details.
Win up to $500,000 with the Willy Wonka golden ticket from the Illinois Lottery. 500,000 big ones. Because the only thing sweeter than candy is sweet, sweet cash. Play today. Be smart, play smart. Must be 18 or older to play. Game odds available at IllinoisLottery.com.
Hey, this is Dean Richards. Sunday morning, we'll be talking to Academy Award nominee Paul Raci about his role in the movie Sound of Metal. Also about his growing up on the South Side and what it was like the morning he found out he was nominated for an Oscar. Sunday morning, all starts at 9 a.m.
Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720 WGN. That's a Mega Pros call, photo, text, and phone line. We going out to Buffalo Grove. Joe, how are you, my friend?
I'm good.
I'm doing good. Thank you for my question. I'm about to answer. I love your show.
Thank you.
I had my house fully re-roofed about 3 years ago, and on part of my house, the siding seems to be sagging or pulling away from the side of the house. I'm wondering if there's any issue with the roof that was put on, or I'm trying to figure out why it seems to be buckling.
How old's the house?
Does the siding look like it's melting? Or
in some parts, I could say it looks like it's melting, it's sagging, it's definitely not straight lines of siding anymore.
is it on the east or north sides of your home?
It would be on the north side of the house.
All right. So what's probably happening is your neighbor's windows
keep going.
are reflecting the solar heat from the sun onto your vinyl siding.
Is it vinyl siding?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree with Mike.
The windows on your neighbor's home are reflecting the solar heat from the sun onto your house, and it's melting the siding.
How old is the house, Joe?
The house is about 50 years old.
So we had some vinyl siding years ago. They had some bad batches out there, so you might want to. I don't know that it'd be under warranty, but if you could figure out who did it, did it get resided when you owned it, or was it the previous owner?
Yes, it did. It got resided about 10 years ago.
So maybe look back and see if you got the receipts, because some of those siding companies have some really long warranties.
So you would agree, though, if in fact that is true, that it's melting from the reflection of the house next door, that's bad siding.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. If there's some of those siding companies have some language in their warranty where if you get that kind of reflection, if we walk down our street in our subdivisions on a nice sunny bright summer day, you can feel the reflection of the sun off the coatings on the windows that we put in now on your face. It's like you're in Mexico instantly, and as you walk past it, it'll feel a little bit warmer, and then so that's the same thing Mike's talking about. If those windows are reflecting right onto the house, it could melt that.
Your neighbor can help you. You could ask your neighbor to put on full screens. If they only have half screens, put on full screens, because the screens will soak up some of that heat reflection.
It could be the siding too.
You could also move.
No, but you know what? I would still like to see a picture, Mike.
Photo.
Can you take a picture, Joe, and send it to us?
I could when I get home. Sure, I'll.
What time are you going to get home?
Where are you at now, Joe?
Yeah, where are you at now, Joe?
I'm at a friend's house about 10 miles away. I'll be heading home.
What are you doing there?
Yeah.
Why are you at your friend's house?
Yeah, what are you doing at your friend's house, Joe?
Well, I'd rather not talk about it on the radio.
I had a feeling.
Nothing wrong with that,
getting
Joe.
him in trouble.
We understand, Joe. Nobody listens to the show. You're fine.
I just got an idea at my friend's house to call a radio station.
Hang on, Joe. Hang on, Joe. We're going to send you a Mr. Floyd cleaning product of your choice. And if you could take a photo of that and send it to us, that would be awesome, so we have a better idea. Every time I say photo, they that's what they do now.
That might get annoying.
Yeah, it is. Well, those guys in the production booth are
annoying.
Yes. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. This is what they do in their spare time, right? It's better than watching
all they have
cartoons.
is spare time.
I know.
Are you watching them?
I try not to. 312.
He's juggling in there.
I know.
Stuff. I mean,
fire bands in there. I don't
breathing
know if
fire.
I don't know if that's safe or not. But Roy, I heard you talking about window wells. I have a unique situation from the 312 area code. My window well kept filling with water. Didn't know why. After a great deal of digging, a 1-gallon plastic milk container, which was coated in tar, was found to be covering the drain. You see? So they had to dig down a great deal of digging. Sound familiar? My house?
I was say, this is not a unique. We call this a Hochberg experience.
Yeah.
You know, we call that a permaseal. A Hochberg window well.
You got a Hochberg on line 5. Another idiot.
Hochberg aquarium.
Another idiot's been living in his home, hasn't checked his window well yet, and they got and it's loaded with mud. But this would happen to me.
Unique. No, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people, as we're speaking, have clogged window wells, and maybe they're not having a problem with it yet.
They don't even know.
They may have a problem when it rains 4 inches. So let's just go out. It's a nice day today. Let's all go out and check our window wells when we get home.
Pop your window. Pop the top of the window. The glass off.
If you have a cover.
If you have a cover, number one, if you have a cover, take it off. No, number two, look down and see if you could see the drain. If you can't see the drain, you have a problem or a potential problem.
If you got an escape window, it's even easier. Just go in the basement and you stand right there. You don't have to crawl in there. You just stand there.
Yeah, you can pop the
bring a
basement
bucket
window
down
from
in the basement
inside if you want, any window. But either way, take a little garden trowel and just do a little digging. Sometimes it's just raking some dirt or some leaves off. Oh, there's the cover. There's the grate. But yeah, it's something you can do yourself and might save yourself.
Me and Roy were talking about this on the break. You can even go to a do-it-yourself, or you could go on, Home Depot, Menards, one of those kinds of places, and get a little 4-inch tall plug-in grate that'll allow it to get a little bit of leaves and stuff in there. But those flat ones, as soon as a couple leaves, right, Roy, you get a handful of leaves on top of it, it's clogged, it's over. And you don't even, to Roy's point, there's a lot out there. Just go out this weekend and check it. So
and that
easy.
Water will find its way into your home and will create a flippin' mess. And that is an official term, flippin' mess. I am a insurance agent, and water that leaks in from a window well is not a covered loss. That's very valuable information from the 630. Thank you, insurance agent.
That's a great point.
That's considered flood water, and 99% of homeowners do not have or need a flood policy. See it all the time. Not a fun conversation to have with my clients. So there you go. It's a lot easier to, number one, look at, or either pop the window open if it has a window and check it out, or look down if you don't have a cover, check it, then go buy a cover, or if you have a cover and you don't have a window, pop the top and see what's under there to make sure you're covered.
Maintenance is so much cheaper than the repairs.
Yes.
Just maintain it. Or
calling Permaseal to redo everything, which they do a great job.
We have covers too.
And you have covers as well.
Custom covers.
Right. And, all the money that Roy made off of me and my basement is able to hire a stylist who's doing an amazing job for you, Roy. I mean, you look fantastic.
Everybody, Clint at first.
No, well, he looks like Clint Eastwood, but that stylist you should have seen a couple years ago came in not so attractive. Now he's like GQ for mature adults. He's unbelievable.
I was waiting for money. That's all. So between me and
so does Hochberg. 312-981-7200. You listen to Home Sweet Home Chicago. That's a Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. 312-981-7200. We're going to pay some bills. Be right back.
Chicago stereo, WGN.
The exciting new Ford Commercial Vehicle Center at Joe Cotton Ford in Carroll Stream is your Chicagoland headquarters for commercial vehicle sales and service. Right now is the perfect time to get into a new vehicle from the exciting 20 and 21 lineup of Ford commercial vehicles, including all transit sizes and configurations, dump trucks, KUVs, plus a full selection of Power Stroke diesel Super Duties and chassis cabs. Joe Cotton Ford always delivers the perfect vehicle for your business needs and budget. We are here to service you and keep your business moving forward. Be sure to check out our brand new state-of-the-art commercial service facility servicing vehicles up to F650 and F750. See why we're Chicagoland's best Ford buying experience. For the 7th consecutive year, voted the Daily Herald's Reader's Choice winner for domestic dealer for sales and service. And remember our Joe Cotton Ford promise. We'll treat you great and save you money. From 3 generations of our family to yours, you have our word on it. At Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream or at joecottonford.com.
Is chosen by the Daily Herald readers.
Hi, it's Lindsay from House Smarts Radio. You've heard me talk about Builder's Supply Outlet for years, but now hear from their customers from all over the Chicagoland area.
At Builders, it was so easy to navigate the process.
You guys have everything you need for a kitchen remodel. It's nice to have it all in one spot.
It was a seamless process.
We felt we got a really good value in our purchase here.
We felt like we had a really good partner the whole time.
It is definitely worth the trip to go see BSO.
We went to Builder's Supply. It's awesome.
the quality of what we saw at Builders was better than the other places that we visited.
There you have it. And now you know that Builders Supply Outlet has everything from high-quality kitchen cabinets and flooring to bathroom vanities, custom closets, and so much more. Builders Supply Outlet is located just 5 miles east of the Oakbrook Shopping Mall on Cermak Road in Broadview, or online at buildersupplyoutlet.com.
Quality and savings are what you get at Builder Supply Outlet.
This is Jen from Dykstra Home Services. Now that winter is behind us, we are bringing out the pre-season specials just for our WGN listeners. First, we're offering a pre-season AC clean and check to make sure your system is operating at its peak efficiency. A dirty air conditioner can cost you 30% and higher electric bills. For only $98, we will completely service your air conditioner for summer. Also, we have the best pre-season pricing of the year on new Carrier high-efficiency systems with up to 72 months, 0% financing, as well as rebates up to $2,300. Beat the heat and call today to schedule your service or to set up a free estimate on a new system. Call today 1-800-421-3220. That's 1-800-421-3220. Or visit us at WGNCoolingGuy.com. That's WGNCoolingGuy.com. Mention WGN for additional savings. Dykstra Home Services. We'll keep you cool.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
What did you do with the ants one time?
Oh, a gigantic carpenter ant crawled out of my wall.
Yeah.
Scared the living crap out of me. It ate through my drywall. There's like blueberries with legs. You ever see those carpenter ants? It's literally like a baby blueberry with legs. It's like standing up with me and give me the one gun salute. Like, I just went through your drywall. You think this vinyls going to stop me? And those carpenter ants could like pick up a car.
Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
What are you laughing at? I'm lying there in my underpants trying to go to sleep.
I don't want that visual, Dave. Dave,
it was
come
a
on.
special night.
Our listeners
okay,
don't
so I was
want
wearing
that.
underpants, and I see this black thing out of the corner of my eye. I'm just like, what in God's name is that? I thought it was like a gnat. I mean, this thing could have literally lifted a Volkswagen. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. And Jim, I was scared to death because I'm a man, and and carpenter ants. A 3-centimeter carpenter ant will put me down.
And David, share with us your idea to fix that problem.
I ran downstairs and got a 12 by 12 vinyl tile with a 4-inch nail and a hammer.
And nailed it to the wall.
I nailed it right to the wall. I'm like, if this sucker.
So I noticed there's a lot of really good experts on the show that you could have maybe called
I didn't have a
instead
radio
of
show back
a
then.
nail and a tile.
Well, I did. Well,
you
listen,
should really stick to mortgages, Dave.
I'm trying to, but I'm just trying to give our listeners.
You own a hammer?
Yes, I had to borrow one from my neighbor.
That's good. So he had to go. He had to go in his underwear across the street to get the hammer.
I put a jacket on.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. I'm sure your neighbors.
Another
appreciate
visual.
that. Yeah. We got to stop with this.
No, I could go on for another hour. And
I don't think
15
our
minutes.
listeners want those visuals.
I think John Cornish.
I didn't realize we had another hour.
Yeah, I know. You try to stay awake over there. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. Somebody bring Joe like a Red Bull. The drink, not an actual bowl that's red.
Almost time for Georgie V's.
Almost time for Georgie V's paninis.
That'll wake him up.
I know it's Lent. I text Steve. I'm like, what do you want? I'm ordering. And like, Bueller, nothing. So Mr. Lent over here, he can't have anything except watch us eat. But we got potato chips. Is that okay?
I can eat potato.
I'm sure you can. You look like you've down a couple of them. All right, so we've got 630. Owned some farmland in Northwest Indiana. Some land developers was contacting me about selling. Can you recommend a real estate attorney in Indiana? I can't, but Dave Schluter has got contact 630-285-5300. Go to WGNDavid.com. All of our information's there. And a question for you, Mr. Leahy. Do you think the current president and the current administration will raise the capital gains tax? And if so, by how much?
Well, they've already come out and said that he's gonna raise the capital gains tax, probably up to 30%. So that's
what is it now?
Significant. Depends what your tax bracket is, 18, 20%, something like that. So it depends what your tax bracket is. But yeah, I think it's gonna go up. Yeah.
And is there anything that our listeners can do?
Sell before it goes up,
or move to Canada,
or we talked about the 1031 exchange, but that gets a little bit more complicated.
312-981-7200. 630 texted in, commented on what you guys were talking about. It could be the neighbor's low E-glass window. Seen it before, Danny. So
That's
there you
exactly. That's what I was referring to with that coating. We were just talking during the break. I remember the first time it happened was probably 15, 16 years ago, and I'm walking down the street on a nice summer day, and it's, the reflection of a watch that catches your eye, or the best analogy I can use is like a magnifying glass, and it's bouncing. It's great for your house. It's keeping that sun and that energy out of your house, but then it's reflecting it onto something. In this case, maybe the siding. I've seen it happen too.
Well, that's for Joe, because I can't afford to watch Joe Ken. 312-981-7200.
No, I'm just wondering how you stay so aware. I wouldn't know if I was hot because the windows were shining on me. All right.
Well, and that's what's interesting. There's so many new products like that come out, and there's benefits to them, but they create other problems that you don't realize.
I'm still going with, if the windows next door to my house are melting my siding, I've got jumpy siding.
I would agree with you on that one.
All right, that's bad siding.
Ask the neighbor to put full screens on.
Yeah. And this guy, Danny, works for the screen guys. And what are you talking about? Oh, screens on the outside of the windows.
A full screen over a window will help alleviate some of that reflective heat.
Okay.
Either these guys are a lot smarter than me, or they're hallucinating.
There's not
Could it be both?
hallucinating on that street.
Combination.
My money's on A.
That's it. I've been around
That's why
a
you're
while.
on that side of the table over there,
Exactly.
Joe.
I've never heard of my neighbor's windows melting my siding.
That's fine. Well, now you welcome to the world. 312-981-7200. Question for Home Sweet Home Chicago, Joe. We're remodeling a bathroom on the second floor of an older home, and our contractor does not want to use a cast iron tub due to the weight. We currently have a cast iron tub, and we've heard mixed reviews about trying to refinish it professionally. Ooh. Our friend Dave Haas.
Sure, Dave. I would go back to the first part. If your contractor doesn't want to use a cast iron tub, there's something wrong with your floor.
Right.
So that I don't understand that.
How do you feel about the enamel steel reinforced tubs? Any suggestions? But if they're saying due to the weight and not saying because you have structural challenge and you can't support it.
Yeah, it that doesn't make sense. So you should be able to go with a cast iron tub.
If you've got one there now, yeah. I mean, unless there was a structural issue, then that would make sense. But you could fix that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to fill up my bathtub then if I had a
That's very true. Yeah, that extra couple 100 pounds, the water.
I'm saying? The brains are on this side of the table, Jim.
Yeah, Joe's got me for now.
See, the funny thing is, unless you're watching on Facebook, WGN Home Sweet Chicago, Joe's sitting alone on his own side of the table, and the other four experts are on the
experts are on this side of the table.
Right. 312-981-7200. The name of the company is Miracle Method, and the phone number is 6.
Yes, right. That is very good. We've been using them, and all our customers are very happy with the finish.
And their phone number is 630-832-2250. David Haas is the owner. He's amazing.
Does he have a website?
That's what I was wondering, Joe.
I'm going to get we'll get the website in a second here. 312-981-7200. But all the information is at WGNDavid.com. All the experts' contact information is there. MiracleMethod.com would be the website. Can you pick up Joe on line 1 and ask him which Mr. Floor cleaning product he would like? 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. Here we go. Becky in the northwest suburbs. How are you, Becky?
Somewhere like that.
Hey, Becky, you're on the radio. Becky?
Hello?
Hi. You're not
Becky.
That's not Becky.
Becky's got a lower voice. Hi, Becky. How are you?
Hello?
Hello. Welcome to Home Sweet Home Chicago, AM 720 WGN Chicago.
Hi, I just wanted to weigh in about the window issue.
Okay, what's your name?
My name's Becky.
Okay, hey, Becky, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're great. How can we help you? What's your comment?
No, I work for a national builder, and I've had this problem before with siding. What happens is, yes, it is the reflection of the window, but it's not just any window. It's windows that are convex or concaved or convexed. If the glass on the double pane window is bowed in a little bit, it's going to create that magnifying glass pinpoint heat, and when it reflects on the siding, it will melt the siding of adjacent homes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go guys. Figure this one out.
Joe's gloating right now,
exactly.
Becky, so nice job.
Becky, you nailed it.
Well, here's another solution. He could take a rock and put it through the window so his neighbor's got to get a new window. And then that kind of, not that I'm recommending any type of any type of civil unrest.
So, guys, how do you feel about this concave window that Becky's
Well,
describing?
a pellet gun might work better.
Okay,
it's a little more accurate than throwing a rock.
Okay, there you go. So,
Come on,
Becky.
Jim.
Well,
Jim,
too, it's
weigh in.
it's the coatings. It's the coatings on the windows.
No, it's a concave.
No,
window.
I agree with him because that would probably focus it a little bit more. But the coatings on the windows, 20 years ago, the windows didn't have this stuff on them.
The low E is going to reflect.
Low E is basically designed to reflect.
How's that concave
energy.
thing working out for you?
We don't have concave windows on ours.
Well, I'm talk to Becky.
Yeah, well, that has been my experience. It's when that glass is concaved, it creates that magnifying glass effect.
Yeah, you're right, Becky. You guys tapped a whole new market.
Hey, Becky, Joe's buying
think
you
they need some
dinner
better
because you
windows.
just proved his point, and he's sitting there gloating. So hang tight. I'm going to get your name, contact information, and send you some Mr. Floor cleaning product. You are listening to Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720. We're going to go bring in the Georgie V's Paninis and talk with Dr. A Representative Peggy from Dr. Jansen and Schau in Northbrook. They're our spotlight. And Georgie V's in Northbrook, which is been in Northbrook for over 40 years, is going to be our spotlight family-owned restaurant. You are listening to Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720 WGN. This is David Hochberg, and I'm here with my good friend and real estate attorney and estate planning expert, David Schluter. David, how long have you been practicing law?
35 years.
We get a lot of calls from listeners who inherit a home right after the funeral are calling us to do a mortgage. And I always say, have you talked to a real estate attorney? Do they have a will? Do they have a trust? Are there instructions? Can you explain why our listeners should call a real estate attorney first before calling a mortgage professional?
There's a big misconception that they see their name on a piece of paper that says executor, or there was a deed they heard about, parents were in the nursing home, and they whisper, you get the house. There are so many different ways that you may not be in charge of selling that house or being able to finance it. So call a real estate attorney. We're going to pull the title and see really who owns it and who can control it. Don't make a mistake and just stick a for sale sign after the funeral.
If you're buying or selling a home, do what I did and call the law offices of David Schluter at 630-285-5300. That's 630-285-5300. I want to introduce you to my good friend Jim Delaney from Silverthorne Home Builders. Jim and his team at Silverthorne Home Builders specialize in building semi-custom homes in DeKalb, Genoa, Hampshire, Elgin, and Sycamore. Over the past decade, Silverthorne Home Builders has built over 325 homes and has a reputation as a conscientious builder of quality homes. Instead of buying an existing home, invest in a Silverthorne Home Builders semi-custom home, which allows buyers to design their home exactly the way they want at a fraction of what custom home builders would charge. Standard features include hardwood floors, premium kitchens with 42-inch cabinets, full finished basements, granite countertops, and a 3-car garage. If you are looking for a home in DeKalb, Genoa, Hampshire, Elgin, or Sycamore, call my good friend Jim Delaney at 815-677-4121. To learn more about Silverthorne Home Builders' inventory of semi-custom homes, call Jimmy right now at 815-677-4121. That's 815-677-4121. And make sure you tell Jim I told you to call.
It's game on at your local Chevy dealer. Now get $3,500 cash allowance on most 2021 Chevy Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $1,250 cash. Go to ChevyDrivesChicago.com for details and score.
Donna Sattler, friend, trusted business partner, and RE/MAX at Home Realtor. How long have you been a realtor?
I started my career with RE/MAX at Home, and I'm proud to say this is my 20th year, David.
Don, I've known you a long time. You've helped listeners buy new homes, second homes, and investment properties. Why do you love helping listeners buy homes?
Well, buying a home will be one of the largest purchases that our listeners will make in their lifetime, and it can be stressful and overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. I have the experience and market knowledge to make the process less stressful and fun. By refining the process to locate a home that truly meets the buyer's needs, not the parents, the in-laws, or the friends' needs, truly meets the buyer's needs.
If you are buying a home in the northwest suburbs or east of the Edens and 294 up to the Wisconsin line, call Donna at 847-255-0778. That's 847-255-0778.
Thank you, David. I'm looking forward to helping our listeners buy a home in 2021.
Serving the great Midwest from Chicago. WGN 720 on your radio and always online. Tell your smart speaker to play WGN Radio, Chicago's only 24-hour live news.
WGN Chicago.
A Nexstar Media Group station.
It's 56 degrees at 12 noon. I'm Bob Kessler. The news sponsored by Lindholm Chimney and Fireplace. An Amber Alert for a missing child in Dalton now canceled. The child has been found. First, we'll check WGN traffic on the roadways right now. Not seeing a lot of problems. Kennedy inbound, there is that road construction causing delays from Lawrence to Montrose, actually in both directions. Eisenhower is stop and go inbound between Mannheim Road and Austin Boulevard. The Amber Alert from the Dalton Police Department has been canceled. The child has been located. Earlier today, we'd been reporting on that. An infant had been missing but has now been found. 2 people were taken to the hospital after an overnight shooting on a party bus in the suburbs. We get more on that from WGN's Judy Wang.
We are in Franklin Park, but the shooting actually happened just south of here in the nearby suburb of River Grove. The bus ended up here in the 3300 block of North River Road. Police at this time are not confirming whether this was a fatal shooting.
The driver of the bus reportedly not harmed, but it's unknown if anyone's in custody yet. Emergency crews will take another shot at freeing a container ship that is stuck sideways in the Suez Canal. News Nation's Alexandra Bush has details.
An official at the Canal Authority said they plan to make at least 2 attempts today to free the vessel when the high tide goes down. This is the 5th day the ship remains stuck, causing a traffic jam that grew to around 280 vessels.
Some of those vessels now trying to change course. 2 people died and 8 were wounded in 2 shootings along the city of Virginia Beach's oceanfront last night. Paul Newdigate is the city's chief of police.
What you can see is we have a very chaotic incident, a very chaotic night in the beach, many different crime scenes.
Police say it started when someone shot 8 people at an intersection. Then more shots were fired nearby, which led to a confrontation between a suspect and police. That suspect was shot and killed. A woman was also found dead from gunshot wounds. Experimenting with a 4-day work week is about to go nationwide in Spain. A 3-year pilot project will be using 50 million euros from the European Union's Coronavirus Recovery Fund to compensate companies as they resize their workforce or reorganize production workflows to adapt to a 32-hour work week. Supporters say that shorter schedules could benefit work-life balance and 3-day weekends could boost consumption. Critics argue that a pandemic-shaken economy is no grounds for experiments. Sharon Osbourne will no longer appear on the daytime show The Talk after a heated on-air discussion about racism earlier this month. AP correspondent Julie Walker reports.
CBS says Sharon Osbourne decided to leave after a review found in part her behavior toward her co-host did not align with our values for a respectful workplace. At issue, her defense of friend Piers Morgan after he took down Meghan Markle, which also led to him leaving his show. Osbourne was confronted by co-host Cheryl Underwood about what she called Morgan's racist comments. Osbourne replied angrily she felt she was placed on the electric chair and she's not a racist. The discussion went on and not in a good way. Osbourne later apologized to anyone she offended. CBS also acknowledged The Talk was not properly prepared for a complex discussion on race. I'm Julie Walker.
And we mentioned it in traffic, but it's the final weekend of closures on the Kennedy for the Montrose Bridge removal.
The inbound lanes approaching Montrose are reduced to 1 lane, with traffic being diverted to the express lanes to the Armitage exit. Outbound lanes approaching Addison are down to 3 lanes. Full stops of inbound traffic could last 15 minutes at a time. The outbound exit ramp at Montrose will remain closed until 3 p.m. Tuesday. Dave Schwann, WGN News.
With WGN Sports, here's Joe Brand.
In less than 2 hours, the madness resumes. And for the second straight week, Loyola kicks off the next round. The number 8 Ramblers taking on number 12 Oregon State. And the Beavers actually have a connection with Loyola. Their head coach, Wayne Tinkle. He's the son of the school's former dean of students at Loyola.
I remember seeing Loyola play against Detroit when Dick Vitale was the coach. Shoot, I think I was 5, 6, 7 years old, and my memory just doesn't go quite back that far. That's the one thing that stands out.
Sweet 16 kicks off with those 2 teams at 1:40 today. Coming up. Also today, number 1 Baylor plays Villanova. Arkansas takes on number 15 Oral Roberts. Houston plays Syracuse. To baseball, Lucas Giolito takes the bump as the Sox visit Colorado. Tonight, the Cubs visit the Reds. In college baseball, Al Leiter's son, Jack, is a sophomore at Vanderbilt. He tossed a no-hitter last week. Yesterday, he no-hit Mizzou for 7 innings. He's got an ERA of 0.25 this year. To the NBA, Nikola Vucevic and some of the other new trade acquisitions make their Bulls debut against San Antonio tonight at 7:30. And Kevin Lankinen gets the start in net for the Blackhawks tonight against Nashville. Also, Kirby Doc practicing with the team once again. Could be promising for his return. Chris Bowden has the pregame show for tonight at 6:30. John and Troy with the puck drop at 7. All here on 720 WGN and WGNradio.com. I'm Joe Brand, WGN Sports.
The forecast from the WGN Chicago Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Morgan Kolkmeyer.
Hi there. We have a mild day ahead for us with high temperatures reaching into the upper 50s. With that, though, comes cloud cover, a few scattered showers, and some thunderstorms, I think, as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. Mainly cloudy today with south winds 5 to 10, gusting to 20. A lot of light rain to start the day, but as we get into those mid-afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock, and into tonight, 9, 10 o'clock, we're looking at scattered thunderstorms, especially south, some of which may be severe. Low risk there. Tonight, upper 30s. Tomorrow, cooler in the upper 40s and breezy. From the WGN Weather Center, I'm Morgan Kolkmeyer.
56 now at O'Hare, 53 along the lakefront. I'm Bob Kessler on Chicago's very own 720 WGN.
They've done several different things. We are talking today with mega customer Robert Carmody of Old Town Chicago. They had to replace a wooden floor that had been destroyed by a big water leak. So they had to come in and take the destroyed wood out of here room by room, and then prep the floor and all the moldings and all that kind of stuff, and then put in a whole new floor. Their method is fantastic. The way they think about the job first and then execute, and then make sure that they've executed well and then back it up. All it takes is a telephone call and the mega people are on top of it. With that kind of work, almost mindless. I got a problem, I'm going to call Mega.
One mega call does it all.
847-658-8989. 847-658-8989.
Megapros.com. One mega call does it all.
When it comes to real estate, everybody wants more. More open space, more house, more yard. Where are you going to find that? You can start by talking with Jill Van Riet and her team at Baird & Warner, who excel at matching buyers, sellers, home builders, and investors west of Route 59.
Thank you, David Hochberg. I'm fortunate to be part of legendary brokerage Baird & Warner with enormous resources to help find a first home for growing families, assist those downsizing, or even enable investors to find solid investment properties. Having focused on this area for so long, we've become the authority at navigating this highly competitive market.
That and your ability to really listen to your clients and get them exactly what they need. It's the reason your team has maintained a consistent 100% satisfaction rating, which is amazing.
Thanks. That rating means a lot to us.
If you're buying or selling a home west of Route 59, go to JillVanRiet.com. That's RIET, and let Jill and her team find your next home or home buyer.
Here's your suitcase, Grandma.
Oh, thanks, you Junior.
Where are you going?
Grandma going to International Fashion Show.
Wow.
Grandma become big shot famous designer with face masks Grandma invent.
Wow.
Potato sack mask for working in garden. Matching babushka mask for grocery store.
I like that.
Only problem, Junior?
What's that?
Grandma need money for a new mask business.
Well, First American Bank can help you with a business loan. They have the best loan deals in town.
Oh, tells Grandma more.
Well, First American rates haven't been this low in years.
Oh, so First American help Grandma with fancy schmancy detour masks.
I think you mean couture.
Okay.
Where's this international fashion show?
Oh, exciting fashion city, Paducah.
I see.
Soon Grandma be magazine cover, Fashion Mongrels of Baltics.
I think you mean moguls.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
First American Bank, the bank that does more for your money. Call us at 847-952-3700. Visit us online at firstambank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This episode of Home Sweet Home Chicago is sponsored by David Hochberg and Mega Pros Home Improvement and Restoration, Jim Work from Silverthorne Homes, Permaseal, attorney Stephen A. Leahy, and Lindholm Roofing. For additional sponsors of the Home Sweet Home program, please visit WGNradio.com/Home Sweet Home Chicago. Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200. I'll turn your mic off the rest of the show, Joe.
No, you won't.
312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com, WGNDavid.com. For all of our contact information, we just downed delicious sandwiches, paninis, from Georgie V's in Northbrook because the spotlight.
They were good, right?
forget about it. They're good. They were delicious.
I think we should get a longer break.
I think we need a nap. But
That would be
first,
great.
I think we're going to take like a 17-minute break after this segment so we could all get
can
refreshed.
play music.
Yeah, I'm sure the WGN listener would love that. 312-981-7200. It's a Mega Pros call and text line. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago and AM 720. WGN. The spotlight this week is on my orthodontist because I had. What are you looking at my teeth for? My teeth I know they're kind of screwed up.
They look better. They were really screwed up before, but now they look better.
First responder.
Hold on. So I went over the handlebars of a 10-speed when I was 16. It smashed up my face.
Obviously,
it explains a lot. And my front two teeth are on my aunt's driveway in Marlboro, New Jersey, and I had emergency surgery. And I've always had a messed up grill and a lot of other things.
They look good though.
No, so I did this Invisalign, right? So I go to my kid's orthodontist, Marita Jansen of Jansen and Shaw. It's orthodontics in downtown Northbrook. All my kids have got braces, and we were going to have Dr. Jansen call in, but she's on the boat that I funded, like cruising the Caribbean right now on her.
She named it Hochberg.
Yeah, no, thanks Hochbergs is the name of the boat. She's cruising someplace. It's an 80-footer because why not, right? I mean, with the amount of money I got in my kid's mouth and then my mouth. So I went to go get these Invisaligns, had them ordered, ready to go. Supposed to go in there third week of March to get them. Whammo, everything's shut down. So I'd like to welcome the head of the operation there, Peggy. How are you, Peggy?
I'm good, David. How are you?
I am great. I want to thank you and the fine people, fine staff. There's two doctors, Dr. Maria Jansen and Kent Shaw is the other orthodontist there, who help all of Northbrook and the surrounding area fix all the screwed up teeth there. And thank you for what you do. And I know everybody's like, well, what? It's an orthodontist. Listen, there are kids going through major traumatic challenges because they got screwed up teeth on the North Shore. And she had to shut down, and both Dr. Jansen and Dr. Shaw had to shut down. What did you guys do there to protect your clientele that were coming in to get orthodontic work?
Well, during the actual COVID shutdown, we still saw emergency patients. We followed all the CDC, Illinois State Dental Society, American Dental Association guidelines. So we've been running, since coming out of COVID, we've been running our office at 60% capacity. So we reduce the occupancy so we can maintain social distancing. We have always followed all the protocols implemented by these governing bodies, but we have introduced more what they call PPE protocol. So face shields, gowns, in addition to scrubs, masks, and gloves. Again, staggering patients, streamlining all our procedures. We have special filters and UV lights and special machines we've ordered and everything and use when we're doing anything that can create an aerosol in the office. So we go above and beyond to follow every recommendation that we hear and implement in our office to keep everybody safe during the really tight shutdown and then why opening and back up and running now.
So does Dr. Jansen have is it a 60-footer or an 85-foot boat? How much money do I got in my...
People aren't going to come here if they think that, David. So she doesn't have a boat at all. So
all right, just go with it. It's his radio.
But David is our favorite patient, I have to say. He's just the best. Makes us laugh every time he comes in the office.
I wonder about the rest of your patients then, if David's your favorite.
I'm the only... well, here's the problem. They block a time 45 minutes before and after I arrive, right, to clear it out because they don't want anybody there to impact their business negatively or positively, probably on the negative side. And then they need then a half hour to hose everything down because I'm a spitter, right? When I get my...
You're so wrong to even be on the radio.
When I have dental utensils in my mouth, it creates saliva, and it starts spraying. And they got to hose things down.
Peggy, he cannot be your favorite patient.
Oh, they love it.
I know.
Peggy's marking you down the list right now.
I know, right now he's dropping to the bottom. But speaking of that, we do sterilize between every patient, not just the spitters like David. Everything gets washed and sterilized and cleaned in between each patient. So
and they've got a board of all these cute little high school kids that got their braces and all
And
their
David.
so I've made a request, right? The after with all their smiley faces and everything looks good, and look at this, and I'm just like, here's what's going to happen. After I get done with my grill here and I look great, I want it all cleared out, and I want pictures of me at different angles up on the board for at least 30 to 45 days. I think I've eurned it. Okay.
He wants to be the bullseye, right? Are you going to be the bullseye, David? Right? Big picture of you right in the middle. Get rid of the kids.
I think it would enhance your business and get more people to come with Home Sweet Home Chicago all over.
Peggy's going to have to get a new board to swap out when you come in.
I'll buy it.
That's going to really kill business. Peggy, just get a separate bulletin board, put it up when he shows up, and then take it down when he leaves.
I'm good with that.
That's a great idea.
And mark him down the patient list.
I'm fine.
I can see the young kids go in there. I want to look like that.
Oh, wait. I want to look like Hawk.
No, I don't.
That's the point. You see that? You see that old broken down man?
When I grow up, I want to be like Hawk.
I don't want to look anything like him. See, it's a good marketing.
Also, it's before pictures.
Again, it's a reverse marketing that I learned.
You are the marketing genius.
I call him. I'm the guru.
I know you.
312-981-7200. Peggy and the ladies in the office wanted to order food from Georgie V's, and we have Angelo on the phone, the owner of Georgie V's. How are you, Angelo?
Hi, David. How are you? Good.
He's very nervous. I went in this morning to pick up the sandwich. He's like, I've never been on the radio. I'm very nervous. And my English isn't that well. I go, it's great radio, okay? Because nobody understands what we talk about or can understand us, and we speak English. So Angela, how long have you owned? It's been in downtown Northbrook for 40 years. It's a local breakfast lunch establishment in downtown Northbrook. How long have you owned the restaurant, Angelo?
I own the restaurant for 5 years now.
And I'll tell you what, this panini sandwich, the breakfasts, if you're looking for a place to go for breakfast and you're by Northbrook and downtown Northbrook, the omelets are forget about amazing. The pancakes, the waffles, everything delicious. The staff's great. It's right in a nice strip mall. It's right by Sunset Food in downtown. Strongly encourage you to go there. But this panini, Angelo.
The panini is amazing.
Unflippin' believable. I had the whole, the darkened, what the heck did I have? I had the Bravo. What is that? Bayou. I think you should call
Panini. Bayou Panini. You're right.
I think you should change the name to Bravo now, because I thought that.
All right.
Change it.
All
to
right.
All right. See?
Or just buy David Dictionary.
Yeah, or just teach me how to speak English and read. So what would you like to say to our listeners who helped you stay in business during the past 12 months?
We had a great support during the pandemic. The community of Northbrook, they support us a lot, not only for the pandemic, but for all the years who the restaurant is open, and we appreciate that.
Nice. And you're open from 7 to 2, right, Angelo?
We are open from 7 to 2, 7 days a week.
And what's your address?
When we open, our address is 1139 Church Street.
1139 Church Street in downtown Northbrook. And everybody, if you say David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago, gets a free glass of water. Would you agree with that?
Oh, 2 glasses of water.
Free 2 glasses. See, I'm going to give it.
2 glasses of water.
See, I'm trying to bring love. Sparkling? Yeah, blow bubbles in. It'll be sparkling. So Angelo, real quick, where are you located again? The sandwiches are delicious. We're delicious. They're all gone in about 7 minutes. You've never seen a bunch of grown men and women eat sandwiches so fast. Where are you located? Where should our listeners go to help support you for breakfast and lunch in downtown Northbrook?
We are at 1139 Church Street, downtown Northbrook, right next to Sunset Foods, the grocery store.
Right. And
I would like to say everything is fresh. We don't use any preservatives or any GMOs. We try to support the local business like Harrison's Poultry Farms. We buy the chicken, eggs, everything from this company. They are 4 generations, no preservatives, no GMOs, nowhere. And we try to keep top quality, top service, and respect to our customers.
Harrison Poultry is located in Glenview, right off of Waukegan Road. And it's been there forever.
Yes.
It's been there forever.
Yes.
Well, and if our listeners want to get a hold of you, what's the website, Angelo?
It's northbrookbreakfast.com.
northbrookbreakfast.com. Support Angelo. Peggy, if our listeners want to get their teeth unscrewed up like me, what number should they call for Dr. Jansen and Dr. Shaw?
They should call 847-272-0600. We're located at 1220 Meadow Road, Suite 300, and right downtown Northbrook, kind of kitty corner from Georgie V's, kind of in the strip mall across from them.
Yeah, I call it the Fairy Tooth Building because it's like 70 dentists in there and a jeweler and a Huntington Bank at the bottom. So, so I call it I think it's.
I think you're cute.
That's not good. You don't like that?
No.
Hey, Peggy, I think you did a great job. You can start breathing again. Peggy was very nervous about being on the radio.
Thank you so much.
She's like, I don't want to do it.
I'm a little nervous, too.
I know. Well, look at you. 312-981. Thanks, Peggy. Thanks, Angelo. You are listening to Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Have a great day.
You too,
Goodbye,
buddy.
Peggy.
Great job, Angelo. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. You are listening to Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720. We have a ton of phone calls here we're going to get to after these messages.
Sail across the stormy sea. WGN.
Family owned and operated since 1961, Peerless Fence Group is among the largest fence companies in the Midwest, serving residential and commercial customers throughout Chicagoland. They offer fencing installations with a variety of beautiful and durable options, including wood, vinyl, aluminum, chain link, steel, wrought iron, and more. Whether it's installation, service, or repair, or materials only, Peerless is ready with appointments, whether it be for your home or for your business that needs privacy, protection, and security. Peerless has decades of experience collaborating with a variety of clients who serve commercial and residential properties, offering repairs, materials, and parts, as well as installation. Family owned for over 55 years, serving Chicago, the suburbs, Indiana, and Ohio. Peerless Fence also offers 0% interest financing for 24 months. And with free estimates and, of course, always following PPE guidelines, Peerless Fence promises safety along with quality service and integrity. Head to peerlessfence.com to request a free consultation or call 630-584-7710. Beautify your yard. Protect your investment with Peerless Fence.
Since 1982, JC Restoration has been successfully restoring damaged properties in the greater Chicagoland area for thousands of homes and business owners. JC Restoration's compassionate and empathetic team will help pick up the pieces after a disaster. JC Restoration offers complete emergency mitigation services for properties affected by water, fire, smoke, mold, or storms. Their emergency response teams are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And with JC Restoration, you'll receive the fastest possible response to your needs. From water and fire damage restoration to emergency cleanup and board up to full reconstruction services, JC Restoration is the company to call. Go to jcr24.com or call 800-956-8844. JC Restoration, helping you rebuild your home, your business, your life after disaster strikes.
It's hard to imagine your first grade son going from building blocks to brain surgery. I'm Darcy, and a routine eye exam detected my son Blake's rare brain tumor. We worried about the effects radiation could have on someone so young, so we did our research and found Northwestern Medicine Proton Center.
Proton therapy is an advanced form of treatment delivering precise doses of radiation to a patient's tumor with the goal of reducing the risk of side effects and damage to surrounding healthy tissue.
We were able to stay at the Ronald McDonald House for 6 weeks while Blake received daily radiation. The treatment worked. He had no side effects.
For over 10 years, Northwestern Medicine Proton Center has remained the only proton therapy treatment center in Illinois, treating a range of tumors, including breast, head and neck, pediatric, lung, prostate, and brain.
Aside from a small scar, you'd never know what Blake went through. Now he's just a happy 4th grader.
Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better. Visit protoncenter.nm.org.
They have everything you need to know and some things to just make you smile.
It cracks me.
It's so funny. WGN TV Morning News, weekdays from 4 to 6. Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Jim in Orland Park, how are you?
I'm a long-time listener.
How old are you, Jim?
I'm 68.
Have you applied for your senior tax exemption and freeze and all that stuff?
I can't get a freeze. I make $1,000 too much.
All right. Well, that sucks. Is that combined income or is that for single individual? Is that housing income?
That's combined. That's the housing.
Well, have bring out another wife and knock it down. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Have more kids, right?
Wow.
I'm glad I was able to make him happy, right?
I think you need to stick to giving financial advice. This family planning stuff, probably not your forte. 67. Have more kids. Yeah.
Have more kids.
Have those exemptions.
Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 312-981.
Good job helping anybody with anything.
I'm just a practical man, just giving practical advice.
Mm-hmm. I heard it.
Roy, that was that show we almost lost.
Free.
Yeah, we almost lost Roy that show. He fell off the chair and almost went out the window.
Are you okay, Roy?
I'm still.
He's in rehab?
Yeah, I'm rehabbing.
Why did you almost fall off the chair anyway?
He reached for like a sandwich to his left or something. He was so excited. And then
I was trying to race David for the sandwich.
Yeah.
You got to get it there before David. I realized that.
His chair caught the green screen. Roy went down. It was in the middle of his 40-year sale. We're like, well, this will be the last sale at PermaSale. you know, there goes Roy. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. For Mega Pros, Joe. Rick, you got a question for Joe. Thanks for calling.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Joe. Question: in the process of doing some remodeling on a 1965 vintage quad in Northwest Indiana here. As I'm tearing things apart, I'm coming across my down to bare studs. I've got R9 insulation in my walls, and I'm thinking about going to spray foam in the walls. And then I had the ice dam issue that everyone else had this year. What's your thoughts on spray foam in the attic?
What's R&I insulation that he came across? Yeah, what is
R9.
R9.
R9 is what's in there. Meaning it's nothing much, right?
Basically nothing.
Right.
Basically nothing.
Right. So now going with that spray foam is great. I mean,
we've used it on new homes. It's air sealing is more important than the insulation.
Absolutely.
So what would be a good idea? You can get one of those froth packs from Menards or Home Depot, one of your stores, and spray about an inch of that and then insulate with some fiberglass. That's the best value. You get the air sealing and you get that insulation value. But be careful in the attic. Mike can talk to it. But ventilation, if you spray that in the wrong spot and you don't have proper ventilation in that attic, you could have an issue. So put it on your ceiling joists or, you just be careful where you put it. You got to make sure.
Well, I had a company come out and like, okay, we sprayed the underside of the underside of the roof. We put 8 to 9 inches of low density foam in, and we literally cover up all your vents, and that space becomes part of your living space. It's all they pull all the insulation out that I have in my attic, which I've got 16 inches of blown in fiberglass in there right now. And that becomes part of the living space where you don't get ice dams anymore. There's the soffits don't connect to the internal space. It just becomes basically a extension of your living area. He's like, it'll be 80, 90 degrees up there in the summer, but it won't get to 130, 140 like it normally does.
Joe?
Mike, you good with that?
I've seen the spray foam rarely, but what I have seen of it does appear to be a good system. It becomes a fully enclosed, encapsulated. It basically becomes, like you say, part of the living area, even though it's the attic.
And Royce, you're saying yes as well, right?
My home was built that way 6 years ago. They insulated the whole thing with spray foam, and it was amazing when they were building.
No
the
issues.
house.
No issues with the roof.
None. No roof issues. No, they were all concerned about the house is not going to be able to breathe and stuff. There's plenty of room for the house to breathe. It's been amazing how cheap our heating bills are and air conditioning bills. When they were building the house before the furnace was in and everything, and they just had a little pilot light down in the basement, little space heater, the whole house was warm in the middle of winter. I mean, it just kept the heat in. That's when I was convinced.
Spray foam's
and again, that was 6 years ago, and we've had no problem, so I would do it again.
I did it in our new house as well, and I back up exactly what Royce said. And the other thing it does is it keeps the sound down. The sound, the compression of the sound, it's such a quiet house that I found as opposed to my old house. That you could hear everything when it was built in the 60s. That foam, spray foam, is a sound insulator as well, and it's unbelievable. So
Well,
it's a
Rick,
good system.
we're
It's a great
recommending
product.
Yeah.
that you put it over everything.
Yeah, everything.
All right. So
And maybe WGN sales department could get off their rear ends and get us a spray foam.
I mean, we
insulator.
do it, but I've never heard of doing that full attic space. It
Oh, you can.
actually makes sense when
And
we're
you
talking
just,
about it.
you just got to do the entire thing.
You just need to pay for it. 312-981-7200. You are listening to Home
Thanks,
Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720 WGN.
News Nation this hour, I'm Dave Schwann. The investigation continues into last night's shootings in Virginia Beach, Virginia. With an update, here's News Nation's Alexandra Bush.
2 people are dead and 8 others injured in shootings along Virginia Beach's oceanfront late last night. Police are investigating whether at least 2 shooting scenes are related. An officer shot and killed a man at one of those scenes. Virginia Beach police said several people were in custody, but their possible involvement in the shootings is still under investigation.
A police officer was also struck by a car, the injured victims being treated at multiple hospitals. Authorities are preparing to make new attempts to free a giant container vessel stuck in Egypt's Suez Canal for a 5th day and reopen the crucial east-west waterway for global shipping. Plans are in the works to pump water from the vessel, and 2 more tugs should arrive by tomorrow to join others already trying to move the massive ship. About 280 vessels outside the Suez Canal have created a giant maritime traffic jam. The coronavirus vaccines have created hope we'll defeat this pandemic sooner than later, but because of that, some people are already ignoring public health guidelines. White House COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients says we can't ease up just yet.
It's clear there is a case for optimism, but there is not a case for relaxation. This is not the time to let down our guard.
There has been a slight rise in COVID cases among younger Americans in recent weeks. President Biden is including Vladimir Putin of Russia and Xi Jinping of China among the invitees to the first big climate talks of his administration. They'll be held virtually April 22nd and 23rd. Find News Nation on your cable or satellite provider and stay up to date around the clock at newsnationnow.com and the News Nation Now app. I'm Dave Schwann.
Cloudy sky takes over for today and mainly cloudy conditions through your daytime hours. We've got a few scattered showers expected this morning, and then mid-afternoon into tonight, some scattered thunderstorms, especially in the southern half of the area. It does include Chicago, though, as we get into those midday hours, especially 3, 4 o'clock until about 9, 10 o'clock. Some of those far south could even be warned severe. Low risk there, but not zero. We'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, upper 50s and cloudy with south winds 5 to 10, gusting to 20. Tonight, upper 30s. Tomorrow, cooler in the upper 40s. From the WGN Weather Center, I'm Morgan Kochmeyer.
You want your basement to be dry most of the time? If so, Permaseal is not the company for you. At Permaseal, we believe your basement should be dry all the time, no matter how hard it rains. Hi, I'm Roy Spencer, president of Permaseal. I've heard many homeowners say that their basement only leaks when it rains. Well, you don't worry about your living room or bedroom getting wet, so you should feel the same way about your basement. Call 800-421-SEAL. We offer a free estimate, no haggle pricing, and a price assurance guarantee so you can rest assured you're getting the best value. If you want your basement dry all the time, you know who to call, Permaseal. We've helped over 450,000 homeowners across Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana since 1979 and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. 800-421-SEAL. That's 800-421-7325 or visit permaseal.net.
Best for and better Permaseal.
You may already know Mr. Floor for the beautiful wood floors that we install, sand, and refinish. Mr. Floor is a full-service local Chicagoland company who has provided homeowners and businesses with complete flooring solutions for over 30 years. Hi, I'm Igor Marak of Mr. Floor, and born out of our extensive experience and knowledge with hardwood floors comes the best hardwood floor cleaner on the market. As we visit Chicagoland homes and businesses every day, we see the damage that incorrect floor maintenance can cause. Most people are not cleaning their hardwood floors properly, and as we all know, a bucket of water and a mop is the surest way to ruin a wood floor. Forget about those harsh chemicals and cleaning products that leave your floors hazy and lifeless. We've researched, developed, and now produce the best hardwood floor cleaner ever. Our cleaner breaks the bonds of dirt and grease from your floor's coating without harming it. It's also eco and pet friendly too. Thousands of Mr. Floor clients have been using our cleaners for years, and now you can too. Visit us online at MrFloor.com to learn more and place your order. Use promo code WGN at checkout for a special offer. Mr. Floor, the first and last name in floors.
We get that Cubs fans have an unmatched loyalty to their team. We get that you high-five random people on Clark Street after a win and fly the W on your front porch. We get that baseball matters on the north side of Chicago, which is why we bring you all the preseason analysis, games, pre-games, post-games, interviews, and behind-the-scenes conversation you can get your eyes on. Because we get it. We get all of it. Marquee Sports Network. We get all of it.
Win up to $500,000 with the Willy Wonka golden ticket from the Illinois Lottery. 500,000 big ones. Because the only thing sweeter than candy is sweet, sweet cash. Play today. Be smart, play smart. Must be 18 or older to play. Game odds available at IllinoisLottery.com.
The Travel Detective.
Hi, everybody. Peter Greenberg here. And wherever you may be traveling, or not, we can still dream and plan together with Ion Travel each Saturday right here.
Ion Travel, sponsored by Kelly Cruises and Tours. Up next at 1.
On WGN.
Now back to David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. Stephen A. Leahy, can you explain again the foreclosure and the forbearance and why our homeowners, our listeners, have the right to fight to stay in their house, but it comes a point where the servicer could go back to them and say, okay, here's your payment. It's going to be with taxes and insurance. After we do all this modification, $2,520. Okay. And because that's what the bank needs to, the servicer needs to maintain that house. And if the buyer, the owner, only can afford $1,250, they're not going to be able, no matter what you do, to make that payment. There's only so much a servicer is going to do to help you stay in that house. What happens with the buyer? The owner. I keep saying buyer. I apologize. The owner of the house, right? Again, might come a time where it's just better if the owner just says, I'm done. The train's coming to the end of the track. Can you break that down in an easy to understand way for our listeners who are going to be facing that? And if it's not our listeners are going to know somebody, a friend, a family, a coworker, a neighbor, who's in the next 6 months going to be facing this challenge. They're not talking about it now, but soon enough, they're going to be talking about it because they're going to run out of at a track here. What should our listeners do?
So first and foremost, I always tell people, as long as you're in the house, anything can happen, right? So they can come up with a good loan modification for you, or they could, so got to stay there as long as you can, in my opinion. And that means when they're going to bring a foreclosure case against you, fight it. There's ways you can fight it. And oftentimes if you're fighting it, then now you can work on a loan modification, or now you can do maybe you get a better job and now you can do a Chapter 13 maybe and try to save your home that way. As I think I mentioned this before, is a lot of times people come and they say, I'll do anything to save my house. And then you start putting the numbers down, what that means. And you have to make a decision. Do I really want to give that much money to my mortgage company, or should I take care of my family? And of course, you should take care of your family. Sometimes it's hard to come to that conclusion, right? But sometimes you have to. So then you have to take other action. So protect yourself from deficiency. Now you're protecting yourself, right? So maybe I'm going to lose my home. Maybe I have to accept that. But now you have to protect yourself from a deficiency. And a deficiency is the difference between what you owe the mortgage company and what they sell the house for. So if you've been in a forbearance for a year, there's a very good chance that if you had any equity, it's been eaten up because now you owe more money. And then the longer that goes, the more you're going to owe. So and then when they sell it at an auction, they don't generally get full value. And so there's a very good chance that you're still going to owe the mortgage company money even after a foreclosure. So now you have to protect yourself from that. And that's what you have to start thinking.
And here's the other thing our listeners need to be aware of. Then we're going to take a quick break so we can have a long last leg here. The real estate taxes have to be paid, like you said. The county's not going to give you a break unless you're a senior freeze or other type of freezes, or work something up. So the real estate taxes are 10 G's a year, which typically on a $200,000, $300,000 home, in some areas, it's 10 on some $200,000 homes in this listening area, it's 10 grand a year, which is bananas. All right, that's $8,333. That's $833 a month, right out of the box. Then you got another $100 and a quarter, $1.50 to insure the joint. So you're close to a G note a month, just turning the lights on that home.
And you haven't begun to pay the principal or the interest.
Forget about a reworked mortgage payment. Then you've got to pay your gas, your electric, the upkeep. All right, so you're starting the month with a G note a month. And right now, our listeners either know somebody or it's themselves that are listening right now, cannot afford that $1,000 a month. And that day of reckoning is coming. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to prepare our listeners that the end of the line is coming, and you better be ready.
Let me just mention that home mortgage modifications generally will look at your gross income, and they'll take 30% of your gross, and that's what they'll look at to see if you can afford the house. So if it's less than, they could work with this interest, property taxes, interest. If it's less than that, you're not going to get a loan modification, and if you don't get a loan modification, then there's only one other thing, right? It's foreclosure.
Yeah, just be prepared.
Exactly.
We're trying to help our listeners.
Take action.
Take
That's
action.
what I tell people. Don't wait till the end.
We told our listeners about forbearance last year at this time. Don't sit back. Get in it. Get on top of it. Defend yourself. Protect yourself. Now we're coming out of what we were in, and here's the next thing: you got to be prepared and protect yourself because it's going to happen. All right, and don't tell anybody that we didn't tell you because we're telling you, and we're speaking from the top of the mountain here. So you can protect yourself. You listen to Home Sweet Home Chicago on AM 720 WGN. The phone, the text, and the photo line is 312-981-7200. That's the Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. We're going to pay some bills. Be right back.
Hi, it's Lindsay of House Smarts Radio. You've heard me talk about Builders Supply Outlet for years, but now hear from their customer Marnie in Western Springs.
So working with Lane was great because I came in and I showed her pictures of the different designs that I was looking for my bathroom. She would help me. We walked through the aisles. We pulled different pieces together to see what it looked like. And at other stores, it was not the same experience at all. And she helped me look at countertops that would match with the tile, paint colors. She told me to go with the herringbone pattern, which I did, and it was amazing. Overall experience was great. She was there for me all the time. Any question I had, she would answer. I'm so glad I went there. And I'm still going back there because I'm buying all my doors.
Another satisfied customer. But remember, we're so much more than bath tile. Builders Supply Outlet is located just 5 miles east of the Oakbrook Shopping Mall on Cermak Road in Broadview, or online at buildersupplyoutlet.com.
Quality and savings are what you get at Builder Supply Outlet.
Are you moving or downsizing? Bet you're feeling overwhelmed with all that stuff you've accumulated. Or maybe you've been put in charge of an estate. That's a lot of responsibility and work. Where do you even start? Start with The Great Estate. Call 847-805-8878. The Great Estate will organize and sell your stuff the same way they helped Phil and his wife. They were moving to Minneapolis. They didn't have room for the trains he spent 40 years collecting. And they helped Steve move his mom to assisted living. She wanted to sell her doll collection to help pay for her care. If you've got tools or toys, jewelry or junk you no longer want, need, or have a place to store, 847-805-8878, 847-805-8878, taking a compassionate approach to finding the best solution for you and your memories. With in-house consignments or clearing out the last few items at the end, they're here to help you move on. Call 847-805-8878.
We went through some bitter cold temperatures. And if you have old drafty windows and doors, I bet your home had trouble staying warm. Call Next Door and Window today. They'll provide you a free virtual appointment. You'll video conference with one of their experts to discuss your upcoming project. You share your vision, they share their expertise. You'll get a free quote without the need for anyone in your home, and you'll love their approach. The pros at Next Door and Window are never pushy. They listen, assess your needs, and then tailor your project to match your style and budget. And they offer it all: wood, vinyl, and fiberglass, windows and doors. So say goodbye to those drafty windows and doors and high energy bills. Call Next Door and Window today. 1-800-NEXT-DOOR. Buy one window or door and get one 30% off. Plus 18 months interest-free financing and no money down. Call 1-800-NEXT-DOOR or go to 1-800-NEXTDOOR.com. Next Door and Window. Thousands of options. One perfect fit.
Back to Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200. Somebody asked, I guess there was an ad from The Great Estate, the phone number to sell your valuables and to have an estate sale. It's The Great Estate. The phone number is 847-805-8878, 847-805-8878. All of the information on WGNDavid.com. The cast iron tub issue, Joe, 708. The cast iron issue isn't structural. This is from the texter. It's getting it up the steps that is the concern. He's a small shop, so I believe he would need to hire helpers. So
I think that's always a good idea to hire helpers.
Right, especially with the cast iron tub.
Would you agree, Jim?
I've done it myself. You need a
You know,
couple
this
guys.
is a panel of experts, and we all agree it's
two-man
great
job.
for your contractor to hire a helper.
Right, but there's nothing wrong about having a cast iron if they want to get it resealed or refinished. Miracle Method does that. I mean, you don't have to replace it.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
That's the whole reason that Miracle Method's in business.
I would
is to
doubt that
resurface it.
one guy can carry the metal tub up the
Forget
stairs
about
by
it.
himself either.
Unless it's a 12-inch tub. I mean, those.
No, he said I can go to metal for reinforced, and I'm like, he probably still couldn't do it by himself.
Stephen A. Leahy.
You can ask the homeowner to help you carry the tub up.
I'm listening to you, David.
I know. Stephen A. Leahy's like listening to another show. He's like, I think he's got androdized clay in his head.
Well, when you start talking about 12-inch tub, I think that's kind of funny.
Oh, did you actually say that?
I said a 12-inch
saying
tub,
is
so you
that
could hold it in your hand and carry it up.
I would be concerned if I hired a contractor, and the reason I couldn't get my tub is because he couldn't figure out
how to get it upstairs.
That would be a concern to me.
It'd be a red flag.
Right, a red flag.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com, WGNDavid.com. We're going to go out to Elaine. Elaine, you have a question? St. Charles, thanks for calling. Flooding challenge, Elaine?
Yes.
Hi.
I live in a quad townhouse. So there's one above me, and I've had a plumbing problem, and the association has sent out different plumbers, and they've cambered the pipes and they've descaled the pipes, but there seems to be a sewage backup even after descaling. I was wondering if there was a solution I could put in my drains, because I share drains with the unit above me, and I've talked to this person. I don't know what they're putting in their drains that are clogging. It seems like every 5-6 months I get a sewage backup ever since they moved in.
Roy?
So, Elaine, have they cameraed the sewer line, your sewer lines? Have they cameraed that and looked for any blockages or anything?
Yes, they did. And after they cameraed it, they descaled it. I don't know what that means, but
Did they camera it all the way to the main in the street?
yeah, that's what they say.
Roy?
The other thing it could be, Roy, is baby wipes, feminine products, that kind of stuff. A lot of that stuff says it's flushable, but it really isn't, and maybe that's getting clogged up. I don't know if they got kids or anything.
Elaine, you're saying you think it has something to do with the people upstairs. You're down below them.
Right. And I don't know if there's a solution I can put in my drain to, alleviate this problem.
Right?
Yeah, again, I don't know why it's backing up into your place, unless your drains, clogged, because, stuff runs downhill.
Have you had your drains cameraed?
Yeah, she said.
Yeah, they can't. See, I live in the lower level, and then my family room is below me, and that's where the pipes are.
Got it. Roy, what do you recommend?
Yeah, I'd have to. It's hard to understand why you're getting, if your drains are clear, and I don't know about the descaling pipe either, but if they ran a camera line and your line is clear all the way out to the street, there's just no reason for you to have a chronic. I would have it recamered and look and see if there's maybe there's a break in the line and stuff's getting into it, soil or whatever that's causing a periodic thing. So I would just have it recamered and really study, and they will give you the DVD, and you'll be able to see it yourself. And the line should be solid, but it sure sounds like there's a chronic problem that just keeps reoccurring, which would lead me to believe there's a snag or a break or something in your line. So I would suggest it be recamered. I don't know it has anything to do with what your neighbor's doing upstairs.
Hang on for your Mr. Floor cleaning product. And thanks for calling, Elaine. Denise in Indiana, you have selling a home question.
Yes, selling a home. Father-in-law built a brick home of about 1,800 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, about 1964. And he died in November. And so the family, needs to sell the house. We can keep it. There's no reason to sell it at the moment, but there's a planned community going in at about a 4-5 square mile area just right across the street from him. How do we determine if we should sell before they get, start building, or what? How do we figure this out?
You talk to a realtor in the area. What part of Indiana? I mean, Indiana's a big state. North, south, east, west. Where in Indiana?
Well, we're in Vincennes, Indiana, but the house is just east of Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, so it's in Wichita, Kansas. Okay, so
Yeah.
Honestly, I've got a friend that lives out in Kansas, a builder. I mean, the market's great. I would go ahead and put it the market across the country. There's no inventory. I would put it on the market now before that development comes in, because otherwise you're going to be competing with a brand new house. Nothing against the home that it sounds like your family built, or your dad or father-in-law. But I mean, I would, if you guys don't need it, I would put it on the market. There's people out there looking for homes, and there's almost no inventory. So I'd get it sold now before you're competing with a new home.
Yeah, we could hook you up with a realtor out there, Denise. So hang tight. We'll hook you up with a Mr. Floor cleaning product of your choice. Joe, can you explain what you did to help our?
Yes, David.
Can you help explain? We talked at the beginning of the show about the deck and the flashing.
So Peggy, do you remember Peggy? She called in last week. As a matter of fact, you called me during the week to say, make sure you call Peggy.
Yes, I remember.
Not only did we call her, but we went out there. And what I feel bad about is what we talked about, Roy, is Peggy hired this guy, rebuilt her deck.
Great job.
Great job. She's super happy with the deck, except the guy says, I don't do any flashing work or tie-in work. The problem is after you're done with the deck, now to go in and try to reflash that.
That's the most important part of the whole deck.
Do you know what I'm saying, Jim? So this guy at the end of it, oh no, I don't take care of that, which is a cut siding line against the top of the deck. And I'm sorry, there's little squares where he took out the dryer vents and rerouted them. So to not consider that as part of your job,
he didn't do the whole job.
It's wrong, and poor Peggy thinks like, oh no, he's such a nice man, he did a beautiful deck. But if I have to come back in, pull that siding off, run the ice shield that we talked about, try to figure out a G channel,
off,
right? Yeah. It's going to be $1,600 in flashing.
It would have been so easy for him to just do that while he was there.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't have cost $1,600.
And I guess that's my point: is that you really have to make sure what you're getting when you're getting it. We talked about ice shield and the options, but some guys they're only going to run 36 inches, regardless of how big the overhang is.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you have to really do your homework, make sure you know what you're getting, make sure it's in writing, and I realize that, there's no way Peggy's going to know that, that's going to need flashing. But
hire local and established.
Well, established, meaning, we talk about referrals or, but the other thing is that she actually believed he was right. It's like, well, no, he just doesn't do that part of the job. It's like, well, you should do that part of the job.
If you're doing that kind of work, you should be fully capable of flashing.
Absolutely. You have to finish the job.
Yeah.
But we've also been on job sites or customers call in where they'll remodel a kitchen, but they don't take away the garbage, the debris. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
that's not a complete
job. Half service? I don't understand. Why would you not hire a full service?
I don't get it, Jim. And that's what
that's like me building a house and leaving all the trash in the front yard.
Or me doing a roof,
exactly.
leaving it in the driveway.
Is that an option,
the nails?
Can I have the nails in my driveway? I'd like that option.
Oh, Mike, there's roofers that actually do that. Meaning they'll leave those
debris
on
Mike
the job
can get rid of it for less than you can get rid of it. There's no point to that. That's
yeah, I wonder where Mike's taking it.
To the dump.
Okay. All right.
Was that a trick question?
Yeah.
All right. All right, we only got a couple minutes. Steve, what would you like to leave our listeners with your nugget of knowledge?
Well, first I wanted to say that I'm going to be on Karen Conti's show tomorrow. I'm going to talk about cryptocurrency and
Who's
taxes.
Karen Conti?
Karen Conti is an attorney who does a show here from 3 to 5 on WGN, and I'll be on tomorrow about 3:30 on Karen Conti's show. So
she's amazing.
Join us. Yeah, she is amazing.
She has a great show.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And we're going to send this to Karen Conti. So
ChicagoTaxTeam.com.
So she could play this as your walk-in music, as your intro music.
Oh, don't tell her.
I know, that's already
No, if she would play that on your way in, Steve, you'd feel like a real rock star.
She's listening right now. We called her. We're like, hey Karen, we got some for you. Hey, Jim Work, if our listeners want to reach out to you, how they reach out to you, and what's a nugget of knowledge you want to leave with them?
If you're thinking about building a new house right now, if you're kind of on the fence, talk to a builder, call us, email us, visit our website, www.silverthornhomebuilders.com. Now's the time to do it. I wouldn't wait and try to play the market like we talked about. Prices keep going up. I think inflation's going to hit. So if you're thinking about or you're on the fence building a new house, I'd do it now.
All right. Mr. Houston, Lindholm Roofing, if our listeners want to reach out to you, how they do that and what nugget of knowledge you want to leave them with this weekend.
I want to leave them with the nugget of knowledge that if they're on the fence of getting a roof or siding or windows, to get on it because supply and demand are tightening up.
Phone number or website if our listeners want to reach out to you?
1-888-4-ROOFER, 1-888-476-6337, or lindholmroofing.com.
Roy Spencer, what nugget of knowledge would you like to leave our listeners with?
3 things. You've got a couple hours here before the rains hit this afternoon, so let's all get out and check our window wells. Let's look at the downspout extensions. While you're outside, if you have any sunken or sinking concrete, we can help you with that. 800-421-SEAL or permaseal.net.
Megapros Joe, Megapros Home Improvement.
Megapros.com.
So relaxing.
Yeah.
Quick, we got to go.
If somebody tells you that the neighbor's windows melted your siding off your house, you have bad siding.
Okay. And I'm David Hochberg. Want to reach me during the week, 855-56-DAVID, or go to 56david.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back next Saturday. Have a great weekend.